Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what. That's how I should start the show. Saying yeah, but anyway, you already know how we start the show. The shades have to come out, ladies and gentlemen. Let me bring to you an intro. Oops. Let me bring to you. Can you hear me, Spence?
Okay, you're loud and clear.
Let me bring to you and introduce to you the award-winning, motivational, inspirational, just the best boxing podcast. It's like I can't even call it a boxing podcast because I think that we're more than I think we're belittling ourselves just calling us a basic boxing podcast. We literally speak on all subjects. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, let me start the show in the now famous magical words of dream it, believe it, but most of all, become it.
Coming up, you know the rules.
Hey, we did around the back there, man. Bro.
It's Tyler coming back. She's raided up the little muffin box.
Hold on. First of all, let's do the usuals. Big up AAB Develops, first man or woman in the house. We still don't know if you're a man or woman. I'm sure you're a man. Jermaine Williams, come on, here for it. Chrissy Blue, the lovely Chrissy Blue 876. Daniel J. Boateng. CBC Boxing Snaps, Philip Answer. Shegun Johnson. Yeah. LU3 Beats. I see you, bro. Steve Bailey. Edna Good. Just Observing. Yemi X. Leave It Out UK. Motivational Talk 11. Air Max 90. Just this is too much. James Morrison. Guzzy. Untraceable. Coco. The lovely Coco. Ope. I hope I'm saying that. It could just be OP. You know, you just try to put a Nigerian swing on everything. But if it's Nigerian, let me say Ope. Yeah. You know about me, mate. You're about mate. That's another one. Old Tight Corn, TWM22, Rob Mayer, Galactic. Anyway, let us start the show. Spence, what's going on? What a magical evening we had last night. A boxathon, 7.5 hours strong. No stopping. No stopping.
You know what? Yes, man, he recognised you on there. The trim looked sharp, innit?
Yeah, that trim don't even look real, bro. That trim don't even look real. He like he done the Photoshop on the trim.
Yeah, big up Colby Cuts. It's like when Tony's about your phone me, disturbing me. Listen, when a man's cutting my ear, he has to concentrate, you know. Tony's phoning me every 5 minutes about, yeah, give me Baller's number. I said, brother, what do you think I'm the yellow pages? What do you take this thing for?
Bro, I went down there, I'll pass through. I asked Kobe to just line it. Yeah, true. You said you got the lines. I said, yeah, just line them for me. But your one looked like it's some I don't know, bro. I don't even know the word. Some stick-on trim or something. But you look sharp, brother. You look sharp.
Nah, Tony, it was like, bro, number one is this. Let us big up Daniel Dubois.
Come on.
Right? Let's just big up Daniel Dubois. Simply because when man was calling him Triple D, yeah, I mean, when man was
time heavyweight quitter.
yeah, Tony. When man was saying that he's when man was saying that he's taken more knees than the Black Lives Matter movement. Right?
That was a serious one.
Man was calling him Daniel Kaepernick. I remember all of these things on which he was going on. Right?
Kaepernick. I never heard that one still.
Right? No, I just made that one up. But like I'm saying to you, like they were dissing the youth. Yeah? And one thing that I have to respect is the fact that he went away in the lab and trained his butt off. Right? And he was ill going into that fight as well, Tundi.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. I'm glad you said it now. I'm glad you've said it in victory and not defeat.
No, exactly. I'm saying it. You know the reason why I'm saying it, right? because in defeat, I ain't really gonna drop those things, right?
Okay.
But I'm gonna say it in victory simply because, and Tundi can tell you, there's many times that you work with fighters who have been injured, who have been ill, who have been, you know what I mean, certain things, but they still go on and fight. I remember Darren Barker was saying like, there's never a fight where you're going into a fight and you're physically 100%, right? And for the mere fact of like how he performed yesterday, all the credit in the world. Even Lennox Lewis was bigging him up because Lennox Lewis was doing the TNT show.
Okay.
So just for the way that how he boxed, how he did his bits, all the credit in the world should be given to Team Dubois and Don Charles. But Don Charles apparently, my man's trainer tried to shake his hand afterwards, and Don said, "Move from here," and tried to hurt him up.
Which one?
You know what? I'm trying to work out because it was like I see a couple of videos out there, and they said it was a bit distasteful what Don Charles did and all the rest of it. But yeah, I mean, but you know what? He's a passionate Nigerian. You know that Don's passionate. I've known Don since I've been 12 years old, Tim. So
Yeah.
he's passionate like that. Yeah, I mean, so like I said, I rate the way, because he's winning the fight anyway. It was close, but he's winning the fight. But the way he said, right, I'm going to close the show. That takes guts. That takes mental fortitude. So for everyone who was making complaints about Daniel Dubois and his mental temperament, that you just tore up the book, and more so than anything, he's up there, man. He's one of the big contenders.
You know what I've realized here? It's not just boxing. I think you just gotta be you have to be so mentally strong nowadays, because it's like the amount of people, or maybe it's just that sometimes you're focusing your attention, but it's like people just don't like seeing other people win, and it's like when something happens to you which is not what you really want it to be, it's like there's always a set of people. I mean, it's the law of polarity, really. It's like good, bad, up, down, left, right. But it's like it's so bad that people, you can have one fool, and then it's like you have these set of people that are ready to just gun you down. And I say this over and over again. That's why you have to know who you're walking with. Because it's in those times when you're down. It's in those times when you're down, when you need the strength of the close people to say, nah, don't even watch that. Just carry on. And, Don is taking some criticism. Daniel, let's talk about the fighters more or less than the trainers. But the fighters that, when they have a bad day at the office, it's just, how can you just, it sickens me sometimes, and I think I remember listening to Floyd Mayweather years ago saying fighters just stay off of that, stay off of social media, because it's a nasty place, especially Twitter.
Trust me.
Nasty place. Oh, SA1 Boxer says, thank you for the $1.99. Much appreciated, brother. Yeah, but I don't know what's the matter with these people. That's why you see me, when they come to me, I just let them have it, mate. I'm not in it. I just let them have it. I'm all right. I ain't taking no nonsense from nobody. All that little boy, remember, he's gone now. Umar, bro, he tried to say something negative. I brushed him. I banned him from all comments, but anything. But you see, where is he today? He's gone. Like, I don't, man. It's
I think he's gonna set up. I think he's gonna set up his own thing. But you know what I mean? Like I'm saying, good luck.
I think fighters have to be wary how they criticize other fighters. Because I mean, look, this little fat baby Miller, this fat baby Miller. No, it's big baby Miller, isn't it?
Why you can say it's little? That makes no sense. It's little fat baby Miller. I don't understand.
This fat baby Miller. The amount of criticism, the amount of way he was cussing people, putting people down, and yeah, I get that he may be a nice guy. I heard Gareth A. Davis say that he's actually a nice guy. But what people have to understand, when you criticize someone publicly, whether you mean it or whether you're saying you don't mean it, there's a lot of people who are gravitating to that. And now you're there, you're humble self, but people ain't gonna forget the things you said about them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's like Don Charles, going back to Don Charles, I said, like, good. Let him carry on because Don, as you said, is a proud Nigerian. He's not forgetting. He's not forgetting. He's gonna remind man that you were saying these things about us, and now, let me calm down before I accept your apology. So yeah. Anyway, big up that.
Well, no, because he got interviewed about it and he said, "No, I won't accept your apology. You said all these nasty things about us, and no, I won't. I categorically won't accept it."
Is that what Don said? Come on.
You know, Don is the original University of Nigeria.
Yeah. I like that.
With his rhetoric. So no, he was having it. So it is. Listen, man, it is what it is. Hey ho, it is what it is.
Well done. So let's say just well done again to Daniel Dubois last night, silencing the doubters. I mean, listen, both as we'll go on to AJ and Daniel really silenced people last night. People, negative people, who again we put too much spotlight on them. But it is good when the good guy wins, and Daniel Dubois has come through a torrid time, defeat to Alexander Usyk, and bounced back strong, took the undefeated record of Big Baby. Remember, we said we didn't really know how good Big Baby is it Fat Baby? Sorry, Big Baby.
Big Baby Miller Tundi, not Fat Baby Miller. It's Big Baby Miller.
Yeah. We never knew how good he was, but let me tell you
know what you're doing.
I'm not gonna disrespect him totally, but he put up a great fight yesterday. It takes two to make a great fight.
It was a great fight, too.
And it was a great fight. And Daniel Dubois closed the show in emphatic style in the 10th and final round. So credit to both men, but most of all, big up the daddy, the true daddy. Every baby has a daddy. And Daniel Dubois was his daddy last night. Come on. Go ahead, Seth.
No, man, like I said, Tony, it was an enjoyable fight, man. It was an enjoyable fight. And Daniel Dubois is back in the country now, you know that.
A lot of people flew straight back because
they said they're not missing Christmas, bro. You know what I mean? A lot of people have jumped back on the plane and they're back home. KD's back as well. You know what I mean? He hollered me. So there's quite a few people that are back in town already. I think Joshua's back in town. There's man that's back.
Yeah, so thank you, Michael Reed, for the Spence. Thank you, Michael Reed, for the $4.99. He said two things don't rhyme with Spencer's black book and Tundi's blocking pen. You know me, I don't play with no block. I was blocker man. But thank you, Michael Reed, for the $4.99. Go ahead, Spence. So the boys are back already, you're saying? Spence?
Yeah,
You're saying the boys are back already?
Yeah, the boys they're back already. So as they're back, a couple of them we go see. They must be tired as well because that's a long flight.
Yes.
And yeah, it was. You know what I mean, like I said, but Tundi, let's talk about it. I'm not even talking about Andy Josh yet. He can wait.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened to Dream Believe Become It? What happened to my man?
I told you. Listen, I said it. I've been saying it. And those on the fight is right. No, I've been saying this. We still have not seen the effects of the trilogy with Tyson Fury. We've seen the effects on Tyson Fury because he's been quite active, and I don't really mean. I mean, listen, there's only the Ngannou fight. He put on a stellar performance, to be honest with you, against Chisora and White. But there had to be some ramifications of those three fights because they were tough fights. Fury had gone out and done the business. We know that. But I was always wanting to see the real effects on Deontay Wilder. And the only way we would see that was after a 3-round contest. Mm-hmm. And you saw, and I saw, and the world saw last night that this man is not the same. Wilder is not the same. Wilder is not the same.
It could be a plethora of things. It could not only just be the fact that the hard fights with Tyson Fury. It could be also the inactivity. It also could be the point that you went to is that Malik Scott you know what I mean, the Pornhub king, right? Was
I
trying.
never said that. I never said that. Don't try to put words in my mouth.
I don't feel like you said it. I'm telling you, listen.
Wait. Disclaimer. The fight is right. I never said nothing about no Pornhub.
No, to me, I said it.
Okay.
And I don't business neither. You know what I mean? Because ending of the day is this, yeah? Like, man, you know what I mean? Tundi, I'm keeping this thing 100. I like Malik Scott, but I don't trust no man that wears nail varnish. I can't trust you, bro.
Why?
I've said it. I don't care.
Why? Why you going there? Why you going there? Why? There's no need to go there.
So I'm going there. You know why I'm going there? No, I'm going to be real. I'm going there because, like, before it used to be a lot of love between me and Malik. Yeah, it used to be a lot of love.
Yes.
I see him and it always be like a love thing, and especially when I was down at Sky, it's a love thing. You know what I mean? When the kind of mix up between myself and Deontay Wilder, it was going on for years. It was when I'm back in the Brits. So that's it. Dylan White, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury. I'm back at you, man, because you, man, I can affiliate to. But at that time, I don't think Deontay Wilder knew what I stood for. Me and him are cool now, right? But the time when things started to get flaky is the time when we had on former WBA welterweight champion of the world and former Olympic gold medalist of 1984, Mark Breland on the show, right? So from them times there, like it was a big mix-up in America, remember? And you had to bat up a couple of the Americans on their podcast, right? Mm-hmm. So from that, it was flaky, but Americans didn't really know us like that, especially like a certain sector of Black Americans. Read that out, Ton, because money can't coach you.
Let me read it out. Thank you, Kush Ru Parilla. I love the show, guys. Merry Xmas. Walk past all the local box up crime gyms in East London and congrats on helping the local community. Lions in the camp. Looking forward to Anthony Yard becoming a champ. Thank you so much, Kush.
Bless you for that, Kush.
Bless you.
Right? So what I'm saying, Ton, is when they didn't really understand. But I'm telling you, I met Malik again when he came over to promote this show. Yeah, and I saw him and Deontay in the corridor. Deontay knows one of my friends really well, Ben Gray. So then man was chatting. I said hello, but all the rest of it kept it moving. It was nice, it was cordial, but when I'm talking to Malik Scott, he's kind of giving me like a frosty reception, Tundi. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Right? I ain't gonna be
you know what I was saying? You get rich and switch. This is what happens.
So it's kind of like a frosty reception, right? But I'm saying, you who wear black nail varnish, you can't give me no frosty reception, brother. You don't have the right to give me no frosty reception.
What's about with Spencer Fearon? I don't know. This guy, my friend, is about Spencer's always cussing people.
No. And I wasn't wishing on your demise, but you know what I mean, I got a lot of time for Josie Parker. Josie Parker was one of the first men to jump on our show when we started 4 years ago.
For sure. Yeah,
right?
I remember that.
And at this time, Josie Parker's name was ringing high. You know what I mean? Because he just lost his world title to Anthony Joshua, right? So I'm just exactly blood clot boxing. You know what I mean? That's the thing. We talk the rules on there. Fight Fan TV. Yes, big up Ton and Spence. You, man, always talking the rules because that is all that we can do. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to show this thing here. This is how this thing is. Things are reciprocated. You show me love, I'm going to show you back love. You know what I mean? You don't show me love, I'm not going to show you hate, but I'm just going to talk my thing. You know what I mean? So you can't have big man like Babatunde Ajayi, big man like Spencer Fearon sending you message while I jump on the show and you're trying to air, man. This is not a Nike Air Max advert. No. Because You know
Spencer's
what I mean?
coming up with one-liners. Manny Spencer's coming up with one-liners.
No,
Of that Nike Air Max.
no, I'm not having that.
Go ahead,
I'm not having that.
go ahead, Spence.
I'm not, Tundi, I'm not
Talk
having
the
that.
thing, talk the thing, man. Talk the thing. Carry
Right?
on.
I'm not having that, bro.
Answer this question. Do you think? Answer this question, Spence. Thank you,
Come on,
Rams. 1154. Thank you for the 999, my man. Here's some change for the Christmas box. Big up my two favorite OGs. Merry Christmas, sirs, and a happy New Year when it comes, bro. Much love to you and the family as well, and thank you for the money in the Christmas box. It is much appreciated because we know in the time we're living in now, every penny has to be accounted for and looked on. So enough love for the money, bro, and Merry Christmas to you and your family. From myself and from Spencer Fearon, I can talk for him. Come again, carry on, Spence.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You know, it's funny, yeah, because I always take into consideration that, you know, when you reach a certain level, there's a lot of people that want to talk to you. You know, I'm sure AJ touched on it, but personally speaking, I know this to be the case, especially when Ant's got a fight coming up and all these people want interviews with him. But I'm telling you for a surety that the people that come up with me foundation, they can't phone me and message me and I don't answer back. It don't happen. People in boxing, it's a code. You have to respond. And if you don't respond, it's a disrespect. Because we're not journalists. Like, we're boxing people. It's a small fraternity. So when man's messaging you and you don't answer, again, I say to myself, oh, so what? So now that you're big out here, remember, everybody has their time. Everybody has their time. Now that you're big out here, now you feel you can't listen to me, you can't respond to man's text. Remember, Tunde Ajayi and Spencer Fearon are consistent. We've been in this game. We've seen many cycles of fighters come and go and trainers come and go. We're still here. So I'm like, bro, come on, man. Answer the phone. Jump on the show. We don't do it. I'm like, all right, cool. Say that. Sorry. I'm like,
bro. So also, let me just answer these people. Let me just answer these people on here. We're talking about the Christmas tree thing. Yeah?
The what? What thing?
Christmas tree. Because, but Spencer, you're Muslim, why you got a Christmas tree?
Okay.
Yeah? Nah, right. Now, this is being conducive of respecting other people's cultures. My wife is not Muslim. You know what I mean? She's staunch Christian. But if you know anything about Islam and the deen of Islam, that as a Muslim man, you can marry anybody who believes in the Tawheed. The Tawheed is the oneness of God, right? So they are practicing Christians, just like I will practice what I'm doing, just like my kids get quite a few. Like when Eid twice a year, my kids get presents. And just like when it's Christmas, they get presents. The presents don't actually come from me, even though I pay for everything, but they actually come from their mother. But that's for me to just clear that out for you guys. I'm embracatory of all religious practices, but even though this is not religious practice, it's cultural practice, but it is what it is.
Man said first it was the pork pizza allegations.
Nah. No way. I don't eat pork, bro. I haven't eaten pork in 30 years.
Spencer was eating pepperoni pizza on the thing. So Manny saying first it was the pool pizza pepper allegations, and now it's the Christmas tree. But I'm so glad that you've cleared it up for us, Spencer. Much respect.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I have to just clear that up because I don't want people thinking like, right, people know what I'm on. You know what I mean? Like this Mark shows. You know what I'm on. Where I bow my head 5 times.
I don't even know why you went into all of that.
No, I was silly.
Think what you want. But anyway, so let's get back to the boxing thing. So we was talking about Malik.
Thank you. Hamza Abdullah, thank you, my friend. You know how this thing goes. Come on.
I was going to say to you, do you feel there has been a decline in Wilder since Malik took over the job?
Tundi,
I don't know if that's a fair question.
Thank you for the £5. Deontay Wilder looked like a totally different fighter in there. He tried to do 2.0 inactivity, 2 years inactivity. Luis Ortiz 2 settings. Listen to me, Tundi. Right? Do I think there's been a decline in? There's a decline in anybody when you reach 38 and you've been boxing. There was a massive decline in him. Bobby Wright, big up yourself. No question. Just love, bros. You know how this thing is. Thank you so much, Bobby Wright. And also thank you for coming out last week to the Amir Khan dinner. You know what I mean? Which you raised £374,000 to help the needy in the Gaza. So big up yourself, Bobby. I'm saying this, Tundi, right? There is a massive decline in Deontay Wilder. But I think the decline mainly, Tundi, is mental. When man's going on these little spiritual journeys and these ayahuasca things and
What is this? Can't hear about this ayahuasca something. What is this?
Listen, I'm not knocking.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm not knocking nobody who is in search of themselves, right? But as Les Brown says, and which Anthony Joshua demonstrated yesterday, when Les Brown says, if there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. Deontay Wilder is now a very wealthy man, right?
Yes.
And desire is a key point in anything when you have the desire to go and do things. And like, you don't think, and I was seeing like on certain things, I was rating how Deontay Wilder, I said, right, Deontay Wilder came over to the UK, he was just calm and, oh man, I wish you nothing but the best, my bro, and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, and I was like, right, this guy's kind of cool. You know what I mean? But then maybe that hunger isn't there. Maybe.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I told you the aura had gone for me when I could just see. I could see the aura had gone. But the thing is, even when you hear him say "bomb squad" nowadays,
there's no passion behind it.
There's no energy in it.
There's no passion.
And I know the 468 people on live know what I'm talking about. The bomb squad sounds fake. It don't sound like, it sounds fake because words carry vibration. And this is what I'm trying to say. All these things were telltale signs, and we spoke about it prior to the fight. Words carry vibration. That's why I don't like that word F off. Anytime I hear a fight using that word F off, I'm like, bro, move from me, bro. I don't even want you near me. But that vibration of bomb squad has disappeared. And the reason why I asked you that question about Malik, it's not Malik. It's the fights.
One second. Mate. How you doing?
Oh, Spencer's on mute. So sorry, I thought he was still on it. Yeah. It's the fights that have taken their toll. And I feel whatever Malik was doing wasn't going to really change the outcome of the performance last night. Coupled with inactivity and coupled with the age, we know that we was just never going to get that same Deontay Wilder. And as I say, all this, oh, how you doing, brother? Yeah, we ain't got nothing but love. No, brother. This is war. It's just, brother, bet you just keep your mouth shut and say, brother, I'm going to bruck you up. Sorry, you wouldn't say, brother, I'm going to bruck you up. But you were it's that energy. And the energy was what was missing from Deontay. Then, going on to the boxing skills, what boxing skills? Someone said that he's always fought like that. No. And then that's one of the reasons why the first time I ever saw Deontay, I was like, bro, this brother's rubbish. But he had that KO streak and that KO.
Tunde Ajayi here on the line is the father of Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois has actually gone to sleep because he's knackered. David Dubois is just kindly, because the dad don't really do much press and all the rest of it. So we just want to, because he saw the Fight Is Right when he was going nuts over Daniel's win.
Come on.
So it's just everyone from the Fight Is Right. Just want to congratulate your son, yourself, and the rest of his team.
Hey, what's happening? Dave? You all right?
Yeah, good, man. Good.
Listen, we was excited last night.
It was a good weekend.
We was excited last night. We was going crazy on the live. And,
it was brilliant. I saw it. It was absolutely brilliant, mate.
Listen,
needed that, you know what I mean? It's redemption song,
Yeah, let me just say, a lot of people, and we listen, we're very spiritual people, but a lot of people have criticized you. But they don't know, like what me and Spencer know, the sacrifice, the years of taking your children up and down, gym, coast to coast. And I just want to say, I'm so happy for you that Daniel is on the ascent again. And I know your dream is going to be fulfilled of Daniel becoming a heavyweight champion of the world.
Thank you so much, man.
Trust me, they don't know the sacrifice, Dan. They don't know, Dave. They don't know the sacrifice. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Well, you know it. Well, a lot of people don't know it. They just see the end product, don't they? They don't know how they get there.
Yes.
Yeah, they just don't know how it all starts, really.
Listen, congratulations to you, and thank you for coming on the show.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, big up, man. I'll give you a call later on, man. You rest up. Congratulations. And also, David, where you get that blue suit from, bro?
yeah. I thought I was watching Dave, I thought I was watching a pimp movie, bro. I said, bro, Dave moving like a pimp last night.
I love my blue suit.
Nah, man. Congratulations, man. Congratulations again. All right, bro. You take care. God bless, man.
Yeah,
later.
And you, mate.
All right, mate.
Nah, for real, man. And this is what I'm trying to say. Like, you reap what you sow in this world. And sometimes people make decisions which others made. I mean, listen, we know I've had issue with Dan and the whole family. And, I always say people make the decisions based on how they feel. And you can't, it's not for you to be criticizing them. They're doing it because that's their food. At the end of the day, it's everyone's journey. Everyone writes their own story. I'm gonna say it again. Everyone writes their own story. If you ain't happy with what a next man is doing, you go do something. You go write your own story. Don't be just sitting down angry and vexed at someone or holding on to some feelings because it ain't going the way you want it to go. We'll make it happen yourself. So I know Dave. I know him from young as Dave used to sell the posters. Remember the pictures?
The Militant posters.
Yeah, the Militant posters in all the food shops. That's Dave. People don't know the struggle. So, listen, congratulations to the whole Dubois.
Come on, Country Don. You know this thing already, Country Don. You know this thing.
Yeah, big up, Dave. Anyway, let's carry on, Spencer. What fight can we move to now? Because there's such a stacked card last night. Let's talk about.
I want man to realize the way Josie Parker punch up my man,
bro.
Right? I want to say a massive big up to Andy Lee, my long time bridge. I remember Andy Lee used to come down from Ireland and used to hang out. He used to hang out with? He used to hang out with Tony Cisse.
Andy Lee?
Andy Lee, yeah. He used to hang out with Tony Cisse. Yeah. You know what I mean? I remember from back then. I remember Andy's dad from back then. I've known them man a very, very long time. So to see Andy Lee, and remember, this is the next thing. Andy Lee lived with the late, great Emmanuel Stewart.
Lived with him.
Not like, he's training me, bro. No. He packed up and he went and he lived with the man. Rob, it's bare fish and chips man out here. Andy Lee's not a fish and chips man. I want man to realize that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Trust me.
Right, he's not a fish and chips man. So
wait. Sorry, Spence. Man said, you know me, I'm a habitual joker. Man said Daniel went to bed excited for Santa Claus in the morning, fam.
I don't want to hear no disrespect on Daniel Dubois.
That's not disrespect, bro. It's humor.
Disrespect.
It's humor.
One that Tundi. What I'm trying to say is this.
Go say. Hey yo, stop this. You can't be making man laugh. Cause I'm a joker. I like jokes, but that was funny to me. Anyway, carry on, Spence. Sorry.
No, it was funny, but what I'm trying to say is this, yeah?
Okay, wait. KO Boxing Vibe, thank you for the fiber, mate. He says, was AJ Wilder officially signed?
Yes, it was.
Or was it a subject to result?
No,
yes.
officially signed.
No. Go back to what you were saying, though, Spence, and we can touch that.
Right, I'm saying I'm not hearing no disrespect on Daniel Dubois' name now.
No, but this is not disrespect. It's just a joke.
All right, cool. I hear that. But I'm not laughing at those things because I know of what they're...
You said you was laughing. Now you say you're not laughing. But
no.
Let's move on.
You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean? And all beefing Don Davis as well. You know what I mean? God want beef from everyone.
Stop it. Carry on with the show.
Carry on. Like I'm saying, yes, it was officially, the fight was officially signed. Eddie Hearn come out and said the fight was signed. That man was licking their lips to say, yep, this was gonna happen. Never count.
Was it, when they say it was signed, did AJ sign his part of the bargain?
AJ signed his part of the bargain.
But if Wilder didn't sign, it's not officially done.
What are you talking about? I know. I know.
So that's what I'm trying to say. Eddie may have been
Wilder signed. Otherwise, he would have had the chance to even box on this show. Because that man said, listen, yeah, come. And then Wilder came out with a statement saying, like, yeah, I have now, all my fights now going to be Saudi Arabia.
Okay, he did say that.
Yeah,
so, but was he confirming the statement made by Eddie that he signed? That's what I'm trying to say.
It was confirmed. Thank you very much, Captain. You know what I mean? Both of them signed the thing, right?
AJ said they both signed. Okay.
Right? They both signed, right?
Okay.
And that was some astronomical money they was gonna go get. So both of them signed. And now it looks like, I mean,
that fight's dead in the pan. That fight's dead in the pan because Wilder is not the same fighter. Wilder, and you know what? He's lucky AJ wasn't in there with him last night because
trust me.
Going back to we don't even want to touch on that fight yet. We will touch that fight after. But going on Wilder's performance yesterday, I just don't think he was mentally or physically in the right place. His legs, listen, they have never been so prominent to the fact that I see how weak his legs look yesterday and how thin his legs look. It was you see the meme going around already.
Nah, the skinny leg thing. That is funny.
What do you mean? You tagged me in the thing, so I don't even know why you said that. Listen, the fact is right. What you got to understand about Spencer? Spencer's a general. Spencer goes on like he's some image, but bro, Spencer is the biggest general joker in the history of the world. Bro, Spencer tagged. I didn't know nothing about it, but Spencer tagged me. But before that, regardless, those legs were so skinny, Spence. I don't know. I'm like, how can your legs even stand up? How can your legs even stand up? But more than that, it was just we were waiting for him to throw a punch. He just couldn't throw a punch, Spence. Then when he threw the actual punch, it was so slow and ill-timed. I don't even know if I put that down to inactivity.
Turn, like you said, from Malik Scott, want to try to change man to be a boxer, yeah?
Too much thinking.
Yeah, listen, let's keep it. The thing that got you there should actually keep you there.
Yes.
Right? Add on to things. Yep. Add on to things, yes. Add on to things. But don't change things. Like, right, we're not going to be concentrating on this style now. We're going to be doing this and like I said, I don't trust no man who wears black nail varnish to me. Straight.
No.
What do you mean no? Listen to me. No, it's a lot to do with the point. This is boxing.
We're talking about him as an individual. Now,
yeah, I'm talking about him.
I cannot believe.
You see Angela Lundy wear black nail varnish? You see Freddie Roach wear black nail varnish? You see Mayweather Senior wear black nail varnish?
You're talking about 50 years ago. Maybe they were bloody wearing. Maybe they were wearing nail varnish.
Tundi, I'm talking of today, bro. Of today, you see any of them other traders wearing black nail varnish? I
don't know what they do.
Right. I'm asking, man. I don't see none of them man doing them kind of things. So basically what you're saying is that because Malik had black nail varnish on, that contributed in the poor performance of Deontay Wilder. That's basically what you're saying. No, that's not basically what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. Yeah? What I'm saying is this. The concentration has to be solely boxing.
Right? Bro, you know what you're talking about. Bro, what you talking about?
I do. And when you're wearing black nail varnish, yeah, you're deviating from the path. Listen to me now. I'm on something here, Tundi. You're deviating from the path of the righteousness of boxing.
No. I need to get Malik on the phone.
Right? I'll tell Malik Scott to his face, bro.
No. I'll be honest with you. Malik has a particular way of training. Actually, he's a student of the game still. He's a student of the game. But
1,000,000%. And don't point historically as well.
I just personally believe that the effects of those 3 fights with Tyson Fury has totally destroyed Deontay Wilder in the sense that the same fight. Because remember, especially that third fight, Spencer. That third fight, Deontay put everything into that. His heart, his soul.
That broke him.
That third, he tried everything to win that fight. And I think that was the final straw. You know, the fight could have been stopped before he got stopped. You know, because he took some hard shots in.
Come on.
Fury was on different. Some Fury had to take hard shots as well. So it just shows that, to me, it just shows the effects. There are some fights that have such an, not all fights, but there are some hard fights that really have a dramatic effect on a fighter. And someone who has built his whole career and resume on being this hardest puncher. I told you can't punch harder than Mike Tyson. I told you. Everyone used to argue with me. Mike Tyson is the hardest punch. When Mike Tyson even got bust up, he would still come back and still taking guys out with one punch. Mike Tyson, Mike Tyson took his beating like a man, as Chris Eubanks told us on the show. Mike Tyson was a different level.
The clean kill, yes.
Yeah, but Mike Tyson was a different level. But in terms of Wilder, I hope he could come back, but it was really, really a very, very devastating loss last night. And I think, as you said, Spencer, he's made a lot of money. He's made some smart investments. Financially secure, even though I don't know his, what his bank balance says. But it appears to me that he's been wise with his money. And I think that after last night, I don't think that he should carry on.
He's like I said to him, he's killed himself. You know what I mean? Let's just tell it how it is. Larry Holmes said that Ernie Shavers was the hardest puncher, and he fought Mike Tyson. But he said the thing with Mike Tyson was sharper than those guys. You know what I mean? That's the thing. They fought Mike Tyson, Larry Holmes. They fought January of 1988. Larry Holmes with a 2-year layoff came out with 6 weeks' notice and took on Mike Tyson. And they changed the dates because it should have been 3 months' time. And Don King come and said, "Oh, look, man, they've changed the date." So, but that's Larry Holmes said those guys hit harder than Mike Tyson, right? But Mike Tyson hit sharper than those guys.
I think they're lying.
No,
I think they're lying. I think they're lying.
I can only go by what Larry Holmes is one of the greatest heavyweights of all time.
Ernie Shavers never knocked out 3 Olympic gold medalists. Easy. Ernie Shavers was never the youngest heavyweight champion in the world. I don't care what Larry Harris is saying. Nobody can't punch like Mike Tyson. I don't business. Roger Mayweather said it to me. God rest his soul.
Tundi.
He said, Mike Tyson, nobody can punch like that. And my father.
Right, and I hear that, but what I'm saying to you is I ain't being hit by either of them. So I got to go off of a man of experience. He's saying, nah. He said Mike can hit, but I said those other guys, I remember him being in the change room with the great Sugar Ray Leonard. And he said, look, like those guys hit harder, but Mike hits sharper. So off of that, I'm leaving it at that. You know what I mean?
We leave it at that. Let's move on to Jai Opetaia. Bro, this brother.
That you's a serious youth, bro.
I wish we could get Jai on the phone right now.
But it's like a 20-odd hour flight for them, man, to get back home. So
that guy is a monster. Yeah, remember I told you prior to this card, I never watched Jai Opetaia. But after last night, hold on. Rachel, old type Rachel, Chigozy, thank you for the 199. She's a big boxing fan, and so is the
Come,
family.
as you know what she's talking about, bro.
Breland tried to save him from from this future damage. Correct.
Yep.
And I was talking about this to another lady in Ballers today. Mark Breland had Deontay's best intentions in his heart.
Mm-hmm.
He actually cared for this man.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to listen.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to listen. He didn't want to listen. According to Breland, I wasn't there, so but it seems that Breland's prophetic. I think that's one of our. I think that is our biggest ever interview in terms of numbers. Mark Breland. I think it's our biggest ever interview. Those who haven't seen the Mark Breland interview, when he got fired from the position of Deontay Wilder's trainer, it's a good watch. But yeah, here we are today, and I think that we're going back to Deontay Wilder now because it's such a it's like I said it on Twitter before. Everyone was talking about this Wilder AJ fight. Boxing's littered with upsets. In the history of boxing, it's littered with upsets. People talking about the fight after. Hold on, you better deal with your fight now. You talk about the fight after. And I feel maybe even Deontay himself underestimated Joseph Parker.
Yeah, what? I'm not even going to turn around and say like it's a case of underestimating or all the rest of it. Yeah, I'm not even going to take that on anything. I'm not even going by that. But I told you, Tundi, I was ringside for Joseph Parker's last fight. And what I saw with Joseph Parker looked sharp and he looked really good. Even though it was remember? I said, he looked sharp, remember? And he said the dream it, believe it, become it thing to us, yeah? Like, on what I saw there, I said, Parker looked sharp, Tun. Sharp. So, you know what I mean? And also, the saddest thing is like, history can be very unkind. So, man's going to forget about all the world title defenses that Deontay Wilder had because we're going to say, well, who did he fight?
And that was always the thing, though. There wasn't no one solid on his resume. And I've always clamored for AJ in the respect that look at his resume. This guy ain't ducked no one. AJ's never ducked no one. He's ready for the fight. And for whatever reason, contractually, I think it was the Fury litigation that stopped the AJ and the Wilder fight going on. Remember, because or the Wilder and the Fury fight going on. One of the two. I think it was some legal reasons why the fight couldn't happen. So it seems that AJ's always been the one that is willing to fight. And for whatever reason, the fight's never happened. And so, as I said to KD, in Tunde Ajayi's world, AJ will fight Wilder, knock out Wilder, Fury will beat Usyk, and then AJ will fight AJ will fight Fury in the mega fight. But all the marbles, or it won't be because you said they're going to get fragmented after that fight. But that is the fight that I'm hoping happens. Anthony Joshua against Tyson Fury. And then the book has been written. Everything of this generation, I would say, these generational fighters, every story, every chapter has been written, read, and unfolded. So let's get that fight. That's the fight I want to see. I want AJ to remain unbeaten. I don't want him to take no dangerous fights right now. I want to see the outcome of Fury and Usyk. I want Fury to win that fight. And then boom, just make the fight. AJ versus Fury. And wherever it is, we know it's going to be in Saudi Arabia. I will not be doing no watch along unless I'm at that fight. That's one fight I'm going. AJ against Fury. But again, maybe I'm jumping the gun, talking too fast.
Maybe you are.
I actually see Daniel Dubois in the mix.
Ton, I do see Daniel Dubois in the mix, right? I'm gonna be because let me do this then, right? They came to me. I was talking to them there, and big up Spencer Brown. I don't know if he's back home, but big up Spencer Brown. And they were saying like, "Oh, what fight should we get? Like, we're gonna put Daniel Dubois on," and they was gonna give Josie Parker to Daniel Dubois. Yeah, and I spoke to the Dubois team. I said, like the dad spoke to him. I said, "Nah, you don't need that fight now, right? Because I'm looking at the fight who I just saw. I'm saying you just come off of a loss. Do you mean you don't need that fight? You know what I mean? Right now, you don't need that fight. Even though it's a decent fight, but you don't need that fight for Saudi because that don't make no sense to me. You know what I mean? You're fighting a former. You know what I mean? You're fighting a former world champion, and you don't need that fight. And then they said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna fight Big Baby Miller instead." They come back to me about a couple days later. They said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be fighting Big Baby Miller." And I said, "Right, I know why that is because Big Baby Miller spent a lot of time with Tyson Fury and sparring Tyson Fury, right?" So, and I'm talking when Tyson Fury was getting ready to. This is back in the day when Tyson Fury was getting ready to fight Derek Chisora. He used Big Baby Miller for sparring, right? So I was saying, and I'm talking the second fight with Derek Chisora. They used Big Baby Miller for sparring. So I was saying, yeah, that makes sense to me.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that makes sense to me to make that fight. And not only that, but regardless of all the not allegations, but the things that have emerged about him on the drugs and everything else. But Spencer Brown actually likes him. And Spencer Brown of Gold Star Promotion, he's got real pull out there when it comes to putting on the shows because he's like the event organizer and all the rest of it, right? So they put the word into the big man Turki Al-Sheikh, and then that fight was made. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is this, Big Baby Miller has been very entertaining for the time that he was on that bill because he was the one that was gassing up things, run off his mouth on this man and that man. And that creates excitement.
Obviously.
Right, it does create excitement. But and he gave up a very good fight. But
Definitely
he's the next man, Tundi. He ain't boxed in 2 years, bro.
Yeah.
He ain't boxed in 2 years.
Big up Stuart Ling. Merry Christmas, guys, and thank you for keeping us all entertained and informed this year. Love this podcast. Keep up the great work. Come on, old tight Stuart. Yeah. Spence, listen, this whole boxing thing now is getting exciting. 2024 is gonna be a great year. Right. What happened to this brother that keeps on twisting up his neck? Some clone. I called him a clone on the show because he's who cloned Tyrone fighter. The man that you said was definitely gonna hold a belt, he got punched up.
Now you know what? I told you that man touched me.
The brother's doing this.
Emotionally,
I don't trust him. Every minute the brother's doing this. I'm saying, oh, what's about this brother? Sitting down on the chair, twist up his neck. Even after the fight done, the man still. I'm like, nah, this is a proper clone.
That's all.
It was a clone. He's a clone or too much neck exercises. Because, bro, the way his neck was moving is mad. But Ajit, you've got to take your hat off to Caballo because I think the last time we remember him is when he fought Derek Chisora and he
wasn't rating then.
Bro, Joe, sorry. I'm telling you, bro, he was an Uklan Tyrone fighter because his neck, you know that when he malfunctioned, when the robots malfunction, they start going like this. That's how he was doing. I'm like, come on, mate, come on, sort it out. You need a masseuse in the ring or something to stop your neck twisting up. But anyway, it was probably the first shock of the night, Spence.
That was a shock, Tundi.
That was the first shock of the night because he's trained by Beterbiev's camp, Mark Ramsey.
Mark Ramsey
there. Also, what's the rival guy's name? You know, the guy who makes rival gloves. He actually used to train Beterbiev, but he gave the job to Mark Ramsey. Come on, man. The cornerman.
I forgot his name.
Anyway, forget his name anyway. But he had a strong, solid team in the corner, and there was a lot of noise about this Magnum. But again, Caballo showing that size doesn't matter, and he chopped him down, beat his body, it was the straight rights to the body and the left hooks to the body that eventually folded him. And if you want to beat a tall man down, go to the body. And listen, again, this guy put himself in a position last night. He's in the mix. That was even a good fight for AJ. That's a good fight.
There is, but like AJ, who was it? He said yesterday, Lennox was saying like, yeah, Anthony Joshua should fight Zhilei Zhang. Why? Listen. I actually kind of feel sorry for Zhilei Zhang, you know, because it's like everyone just leave him out of the thing now.
Yeah, because he's a dangerous guy.
Everyone's a dangerous guy because he's a puncher.
He's a puncher and he's a southpaw. Very, very dangerous. I know he's in his 40s, but he's a guy that seems to look after himself well. He didn't look slow against Joe Joyce. He looked on point. And again, it's one of those fights where you can say, do I really want to take that chance when I've got this around the corner? You know,
Tunde, I want people to realize this part here. Zhilei Zhang wasn't the reason why Joe Joyce got bust up in the way that he got bust up. Joseph Parker was the reason why Joe Joyce got bust up in the way that he got bust up. Because, and I like to revert back to history because you can't escape this thing, Tunde. If we go back, Tunde, to 1990, right? 1990, when Michael Watson fought for the WBA middleweight championship of the world against one of our first real guests on the show, former freeweight world champion Mike McCallum.
Yes, sir.
Mike McCallum damaged him with body shots. Mike McCallum said, yeah, when I was in the fight, I hit him to the belly, me, you're the boy I fought. Right? That's
I'm back. We need to get Mike on the show again. The original body shot.
We got to get him back on the show, right?
Yeah.
So Mike McCallum was saying like he damaged him. Then Watson had that fight with Eubank, right? In 1991. And then he had the ill-fated fight in the rematch in September of 91. And he gets brain damage, right? And we have to remember this part here. That is through people don't understand. Sometimes you could be in a hard fight. You can win those hard fights, Tunde. Yeah?
Yes.
You could win those hard fights, but they have reverberations afterwards. Yeah? You could lose those hard fights. You're going to have reverberations afterwards. If you go into a hard fight and you win it, certain times you get fooled because you won it. You think, psychologically, I'm all right. I can carry on going. But this game is no joke. That's why skills pay the bills and heart plays the part. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you that Joseph Parker profusely damaged Joe Joyce because that fight was hard.
That fight was hard.
It was a hard fight, right? And when Joe Joyce is fooling people like these punches don't hurt me, hurt me.
Yeah, his tree's getting chipped.
Thank you very much. You know, his tree's getting chipped, and if water can erode rock, punches can do a lot more.
Chinese power is serious, though. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
Chinese power is serious.
He is serious.
Even though I got AJ winning that fight, I'm like, do we want that fight on the the journey to becoming 3-time world champion? But you know what? I think now the heavyweight division is stacked again. We've got the young ones coming up. We've got the seasoned guys. It's just great. All of the fights are challenging fights for whoever, because again, Caballo's undefeated. You got Herkovich still undefeated. Listen, this boxing is getting exciting. It's getting exciting. All right, so we have to now talk about Jai Opetaia properly. This man went out there. You was on the live. You were saying on the live, and I thought it was very disrespectful. You were saying on the live, this fight can't go 3 rounds. That's what you were saying on the live. And I was like, come on, Spencer. Come on. Give Ellis a bit of credit.
All right.
And this is even after I watched him. I'm like, nah, Ellis must. But when I saw Ellis in the changing room, what did I say, Spencer?
He looked nervous.
I said he looked nervous. And again, people have to understand the jump in level. It's not it's not always everybody can make that jump at level, because it's like you've gone from York Hall to Saudi Arabia. You're walking out from the dressing room, and you're seeing Conor McGregor there. You're seeing Ronaldo there. Because you definitely saw them when you walk to the ring. You're seeing Turkey Al Sheikh. You're seeing Frank, George. It's different.
Tundi, when you're seeing big Ronaldo sitting ringside at your fight,
come on, man.
And I'm telling you, this is how can I say? This is how much I rate myself. Like Tundi can tell you, there is no alleged superstar, no matter how big they are, that I'm gassed over them. Go on, Tundi. Tundi's been around me since baby days. Go on, I say I'm not gassed by no one, you know. So when we was in Saudi,
kind of confidence. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, when we was in Saudi, man was like, "Oh, Ronaldo's outside, yeah." But this is when I'm inside the dinner, the banquet that they had, yeah. The banquet was nuts. Everyone was nuts. Yeah, Ronaldo's outside. All of them man was gassed, running around to get pictures and that. And like I said, "Cha, if that's the case, he's gonna come in. If man's running down pictures, I said he's gonna come inside, innit?" He never come. He just came for the photos and then chipped. But to me, Tundi, I was in a room with my childhood hero, Michael Spinks. I was in a room with man I used to sit down and study on a regular like Roy Jones. I was in a room with man like Antonio Tarver. I was in a room with Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson. I was in a room with Jay Prince, the real godfather of the whole thing. I'm in a room with these guys. I'm in a room with Teddy Atlas, who Teddy Atlas turns around and tells me that he watches the fight is right.
Come on.
Right? So me seeing no next man, Ronaldo, who his field ain't even in my field, right? I can't get gassed over that. So man was like, oh my word, there was us gassed. So we have to have a mindset where just like my little nephew will turn around and say, Rob, I'm a superstar when he's going to play football. So man can't tell me nothing on these things. This is how this thing is. Like there's got to be some form of conditioning to prepare yourself to go into those bright lights. That young man had no preparation for the bright lights, number one. And also, Tundi, he's had no preparation to go in there. Listen, you're not even the best cruiserweight in the country of Great Britain. So how the hell are you going to compete against the best cruiserweight in the world who's the Ring Magazine lineal champion?
I don't think
no more further questions, Your Honor. So when I told you that he's going to this guy 2 rounds, I was being generous because I wanted to say he's going to get broke up in 1 round, but I thought, right, I know how these men will tuck up and try to survive. No, brother. And I'm still going to big up Zorro. You know why? Because he got paid a lot of money and he could go look after his family off of the back of that. But as Tundi tweeted today, thank God for the 4th bottom rope.
Bro, that bottom rope could have saved his life.
It did save his life. It could have.
I told you, I said it. Yes, you're getting the money, but you better make sure your health is intact. Because no matter how much money you got, if your health ain't intact, and I was worried. You saw when he touched it, I said, "Please, God, please, let this boy be all right." Because I know what it's like, you know. And it's a Antoine from Mr. ITV, Antoine. He said, "What would you do? How do you stop a boy from taking a chance like that?" And the truth is, it's always down to the trainer. I think the trainer has the say because and it's what type of trainer you are. Management, if your trainer is your manager when you're dealing with one person, but I just think your health is paramount.
Yeah, totally. Big up JD Dyer because he was doing his bits for TNT. Just put up his thing there, yeah? He said big up to that mentality, best boxing show in the game. You can see that, right? JD Dyer, right?
Wait. Yeah, come on, old time.
Now, check this.
Come on.
JD, I should send JD a link so he could jump on the show, right? In fact, JD, I'm going to send you a link, right? Because we'd like to hear your stories of this. But furthermore, I'm sending you the link. I'm sending you the link right now. Big up JD Dyer. I see this little young man from when he's first there at Sky when he walked in. He's like, the knowledge, me who was wrapping up. And I'm very proud of how you've gone. You know what I mean? You've left Sky and then you're going on to bigger and better things because now you're the main guy doing the interviews down at TNT. So I salute these young guys who are coming through. That's inspiration to me. Mm-hmm. That's inspiration to me. I've got to send JD the link. Mm-hmm. Right? But like I'm saying, the way
man said the bottom rope was stronger than Wilder's legs. I can say, bro, if you just want to see me laughing, just say funny things. Well, funny things are funny to me. I don't care if it's offending the person. Please don't take it too deep like that. I just like a laugh. But yeah, old tight Jay. You know, Jay's doing well. I'm very proud of him when I see him.
Proud of this brother. Telling you, love how he's going on.
Very
how he's going on.
Young. He's doing his thing. But yeah, so the fight was turned out to be a total mismatch, Spencer. A total mismatch. But let's not harp too much on that. What is the future of Jai Opetaia? You know, you have a champion in Chris Billam-Smith. You have Richard Riakporhe waiting in the wings. Who else? Lawrence Okoli. Does he want that fight? I bet you Lawrence would take that fight still.
Tundi, right at this present moment, Lawrence ain't taking no fight at cruiserweight. I saw a picture of Lawrence Okoli. Yeah?
Please, bro. Lawrence Okoli looked like he had pounded yam, Nigerian Guinness, and Nigerian Fanta
at the same time.
Chuffy, he had fried yam for starters. That's what the picture looked like. Fried yam for starters. Bro,
Tundi, this is Lawrence.
Bro, he looks so big. I was like, Lawrence, what's going on?
Lawrence look about 19 something.
Maybe he's serious about going into the heavyweight division. You know,
Tundi, he's gonna have to. You know what? End of the day, is like I like Lawrence Okoli a lot, right? But of this present moment, you're not in a cruiserweight talk, yeah? Chris Billam-Smith can't fight Jai Opetaia.
No,
Tundi, he takes too many shots, and if Billam-Smith doesn't tighten up his defense, and I'm saying this now, if he doesn't tighten up his defense, he's gonna be ending up walking on his heels. Right? But watch his last fight, he was getting punch up in his head. Right? You have to understand that this game is about skills.
Pay the bill.
Skills, my friend. Okay? And I ain't gonna be around no one who can't teach me no defense. Not saying that your trainer can't teach you defense, but you're not administering defense because you're taking shots. And I'm telling man this, you can't take them shots from Jai Opetaia. The only one that I could see that could fight Opetaia, the only one I could see is Richard Riakporhe.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
He's got some pounded yam strength on him, Tom.
Yes, sir. And Richard's clean. Richard's clean. He's moving clean. You know, Richard, he can do it. I know he can do it because the reason why I'm saying because Jai Opetaia is not scared to take a punch.
Exactly.
He ain't scared to take a punch.
Thank you.
Jai Opetaia is not scared to take a punch. He's not scared. But if you may come with an attitude with Richard and realize that Richard is a blammer. Richard will blam you. So, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure and honor to welcome to The Fight Is Right a young man which we have seen grown from strength to strength. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. JD Dyer. You even got big up like that on your team.
You know what? It's so funny, because I listen to this intro that you give to everybody. It's only until you receive it, you start getting gassed yourself. You're sitting back saying, raw. Let's talk about me.
Come on. Love that. How you doing, young man?
Yo, I'm cool, man. I just touched back this afternoon. But I was just listening to the show. I was actually listening to even in the airport today, I was listening to the 7-hour show and you, man, because I obviously, if I was at home, I would be listening to the commentary. Like, where certain commentary, where the real is, and that. So yeah, man, it was good. I was listening to the stream. I listened to the action. I need to hear the breakdown. I'm always in the show, man. Always in the comments. Always here.
Yeah. Love it. What was your overall impression of the show of the card last night?
Boy, look, Anthony Joshua looked amazing. Yeah, that's the best I've seen him since I was here, 2018. You know what it looked like? All the talk about the pressure, the mentality, the intensity in his eyes. For the first time, it looked like everything kind of clicked. It looked like it all just clicked. And I was so intrigued to see how he was going to start. The first round would tell me everything. And the way he just established himself, he ran out of the corner. Yeah. I haven't seen that AJ in a minute. He ran out of the corner, took the center of the ring, and I didn't see Otto Volin take a forward step. Not to give the whole breakdown of the card, but Ajit Caballero sent a message to the whole heavyweight division just to watch it. And that's also a note. And I'm gonna say this, yeah, because this is what Spence will turn around and say to me. What he actually sent was a message as to how boxing is a mentality thing, right? I watched Magdov get into the middle of the ring, put his hand up like he was Ivan Drago, and say he had won before he had even started. And Caballero took the whole thing in and just said, "Okay, what do I do to you?" And it was impressive to see how he just kept his poise and his composure and came with a real game plan. There's a difference. Big up to Ellis Zora, regardless of, as you said, the bottom rope did save his life. But Ellis is my guy. The work that he puts in, go and do the background research into his story.
Come on.
And know how little experience he had going into that fight, but the bravery of a real warrior to take the fight, regardless. Opetaya is no joke. Like, listen, when that guy comes up to heavyweight, because he will come up to heavyweight, he's gonna brock a lot of people, you know, because he is going to brock a lot of people.
For real?
He is. There's something different. You know how you man talk about the spiritual animal? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
The man coming with all the beads. I've been in there.
I told you, Spencer.
They're praying.
They're
grabbing some sort of ancestral. I'm telling you, it's spiritual.
Wait, Jay. Spencer was chatting about juju. I said, nah, bro, that's not the juju business. That's the cultural energies, the calling on the past gods.
It's different.
It's serious.
It's different. There's blessings being put.
Tundi, when you're talking about calling on the past gods, that sounds like juju to me. But anyway, let's continue.
And just the whole thing, top to bottom, it was the first time I had the opportunity to cross paths with Spencer Brown. I wanted to say it to you lot in person because Spence called me. Oh, actually, tell a lie. Spence called Ron, right, who was sitting next to me in the same hotel, and I jumped in the call. And as soon as I heard him say, "Well, go on," I already knew who the voice was straight away. And he passed on some words to me that I took into the fight, which was just enjoy it. You know what I mean? Be yourself. Recognize how long it took to get to this situation and appreciate your stage. So you know, Spence, already how I feel about you, and you, Tunde, you already know how I feel about you too. So just to hear those words, I would say for me as a broadcaster, just calm me down. Yeah, I took my prayers a night before, and I said to myself, you know, I'm just gonna enjoy this moment. Regardless, I've already made my people proud just being on this stage. Yeah, representing and understanding. But yeah, the overall thing, when I say to you, my actual highlight of the night is Instagram will turn around and tell you it was Conor McGregor. It wasn't. It was actually meeting the Haneys, because the first thing I turned around and said to them was, I know I need to send them the regards because we have a mutual. And Bill goes, who's the mutual? And I said, Tunde and Spencer. And he goes, my people. That's exactly what he responded. So it shows you how even coming on here, watching the show, seeing the rapport that you have, how it's open doors. Devin Haney had no problem in coming and doing a couple of minutes, and he wasn't doing media. Right, and that just shows you why stamina for
JB,
the best out there.
Bro. Come on, show regularly, you know. You're getting some big checks now. You better start putting some Snapchat money in this thing, you know.
I'm telling you, hey, the press is not.
About your calling, to get through the door. Yeah, with some money. And also, may I tell you this now? Remember the conversation that we had the night before the show, and I said Jonesy Parker's going to cause an upset, and Ron McIntosh, you and Ron tried to twist up my head. Nah, Spencer, you're talking crazy. This is Ron. Now you're talking crazy. A lot of people don't know that Ron McIntosh, the speaky spoken Ron McIntosh, when me and Ron coerce with each other, we actually speak in patois, right? And Ron was like, "No, stop it! Don't talk foolishness." All right. And then you said to me, when you shook Wilder's hand, you felt some different power.
Listen. Whether Deontay retires or not, yeah. I spent a lot of time with Deontay Wilder and Malik Scott this week, right? That was the fight that I was designated to, Joe Parker and Malik Scott. Joe Parker came in with this real internal confidence that I thought Andy Lee naturally would give to him because of the movement. And as you said, innit, he's been active, he's been sharp. It's the best I saw Joseph Parker the last fight I saw him. But when I shook Deontay Wilder's hand for the first time, I was like, rah, the power is real. And I shake a lot of boxers' hands. I shake a lot of Mandem's hands, full stop, pause, yeah? But this guy has like muscles on the back of his hand that I've never even seen before. Like it's a different grip. And he isn't trying. It's genuine when I say to you, the power is real. But Joseph Parker was tactically perfect. That was it. He was tactically perfect. Every single time he was closing into short range, wasn't allowing Wilder to find his range or his timing. And when you have a man that's been inactive, only had one round in 2 years, that's what you do. Don't give him an opportunity to establish his jab, because then the right hand can't come. Simple. So it was tactically. He had the right man in his corner. I could tell his mentality has switched. He believes that he will be a world champion again, and if he times it, he will. Because there's still one thing with Joe. When I said to Joe, I said on record, I still wouldn't have the friendliness with the person who holds the belt in terms of Tyson Fury, but it's not my career.
We're already talking about that, but you know what? There's certain times which I get, but there's certain times where you need a man in there who, because remember, when he's in New Zealand, you know, that youth's a superstar, you know.
Facts.
Right? It's ridiculous how big he is. Burger King commercials, this, that, everything is big business. You leave from there, and I think it's a nice thing when you're showing humility to go and say, I'm going to be around Tyson Fury. But I wouldn't want to be too pally with Tyson Fury, because end of the day, I want what you got.
Facts.
I'm keeping it 100, right? I do. I want what you got. But then also, we have seen in the past where guys have been true friends, like Maurice Block and Simon Brown. They both fought for the unified welterweight title. I think that was in 1990. And they were tight, those guys. Tight. Best friends, right? But they ended up fighting each other, right? The money was right. They fought each other. As soon as Simon Brown knocked him out, he ran to grab him and hug him and say, bro, I'm sorry, but it's the business. These things happen. But I get where you're coming with that. But I'm going to go back to Anthony Joshua. Yeah? And I want to ask you this from someone who's you work in the game, but you're not inside the game on the with the fights and that. Would you say that Ben Davison made a drastic difference to Anthony Joshua?
Okay, so what all fighters turn around and tell me is Ben is a student of the game. So it didn't surprise me when I heard what I heard yesterday about what AJ said at the press conference. But you want my honest belief? I think AJ's always had that in him. I don't personally think you need Ben Davis to have brought that out of you. I personally think he's always had that in him. I think I look at, and I'm very close with some of the people that's close to AJ, right? You're not to name drop, you know, your Bengals, your KDs, like I'm talking about, see them any other time. And AJ needs to believe he's the best heavyweight alive. Because
can I just make a point there? Let me just cut you. I've been listening. Remember when AJ went in this black room thing, yeah? The blackout place. Everyone was laughing. But this, I believe, was part of the instruments which made him so mentally different.
Facts.
Tunde, the only reason why I was being skeptical about the black room thing, because
no, we was all laughing about it.
No,
we was all laughing.
Because I have an attic down here in a basement in my yard. You can give me the $2,000 on that. I'll cut out a little piece and just dash you some bread and water, and you can stay in there for a week. You don't give these people the money. You need the money. I need the money.
all right. Go carry on. But yeah, carry on, MJ. Sorry, you were saying about
I just thought mentally. I tell you what the difference was. I didn't do the interview with AJ. Bunsey, Steve Bunce did, right?
Yeah.
I went into the changing room afterwards. No, sorry, before the fight, and I could tell how for the first time there was no distractions. Like genuinely, he was so locked in. Obviously, we spent a few minutes just interacting and whatever else, and he gave me a compliment, and I gave him a compliment back. But that's just natural as two people that's crossed paths in the industry for a minute. But I could tell that there's a switch that's flipped. I genuinely feel that he's going to go strength to strength. I don't know how it's going to work now with Derek James, because obviously you know better. Yeah, you know better.
Listen to me. Derek James is done out there. Yeah. You know what I mean? From the time I see Derek James take Ryan Garcia and show him the sausage roll business, right?
He didn't show him that. He didn't show him that. He took it upon himself to try and be.
No, Derek James, listen to me. Derek James is done out here. Listen good to me with Anthony Joshua. From the time when, remember I said it on the show from way back, from the time they said I was doing bits with Ben Davison, I'm telling you this now. Ben Davis hasn't got a plethora of knowledge. I'm telling you this now, right? But what he is, he's a very fast learner, and he's very personable.
Facts. Big.
Can I say something? What does that look like? Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury with Tyson Fury's past trainer.
What do you mean what it was like? Let me tell you this now.
Jay, that's why you're pausing. Because you have to think about the singing now. Like, bro, I don't get it.
There's a lot of cross-contamination. I don't mean that personally, but there's just a lot of
listen to me.
You've been in this camp, you've been in that camp. I think you can almost overcomplicate a fight. I love listening to this podcast. Let me tell you why. Because you simplify things. Sometimes people just forget it's a fight, but sometimes fighters can overconsume their brains. And having a man that's been in the previous camp to now trying to pass on, because Tyson Fury might not be the same fighter he was under Ben Davison as he is on Sugar Hill. So your past knowledge that might not be correct. And I'm not saying that's what's going to occur, but I'm just saying to you, the version I saw.
But what I'm trying to say is this: we've seen the difference with Tyson Fury since being with Sugar Hill, because Tyson Fury's sitting down and punches now, and Tyson Fury's going to clap you out, right? But then, pardon me?
That's making it more hittable.
Yeah, Tundi, it is making it more hittable, but it's also making it more exciting. Right? And also remember, we warned Ben Davison when they brought in Freddie Roach for the first Fury Joshua fight, yeah? And what did Freddie Roach say? Freddie Roach left the thing and start cuss Ben Davison. Some little joke thing, and I would have had my guy being more aggressive and trying to knock out man. And Ben Davison came on our show and Tony said, that's why you don't bring in no next new man. Simply, sorry to digress.
He definitely listened to that because he sees the same people that he's working with now. You know,
he's not going to bring no next new people in because the next new people coming, they're looking at this little young kid. Well, you know, I want your job.
Yeah.
Right? Because who are you to have that position? Women have this. How they think. So I rate Ben Davison for the simple things like this. If he made things simplistic for Anthony Joshua. And when I saw Anthony Joshua on the punch, the big punchman, yeah,
the glamour,
right, yeah, on that belly thing, yeah. I said, listen, he's going back to revert back to the old days where he can throw shots to be damaging, right?
You know what, Spence? I'm listening, and I actually don't even think it's that. I just think that AJ's been a student. A person who's always in class will always get better. You may have, and I've seen it with my aunt. Ant is getting better. Listen, and that's what Bivol said after the Beterbiev fight. He said that this guy is getting better. And that is the result of a person who's always in class. And regardless of what anyone has said, AJ, you see it. He's a student. He wants to get better and better and better and better. And it just so happens the stars of a line that Ben Davis is in the right place at the right time.
Come on.
I think so too.
And AJ is now reaping again the benefits because he's never been, to me, he's never been in a hard fight. So all these men having these tough fights. AJ
never been a hard fight. So the Klitschko fight wasn't a hard fight, Tundi. Come on.
No. But you're talking about one fight. You're talking about one fight, Spencer.
What? He's never been.
Look, you know how you know? Look at AJ's face.
The Andrew Ruiz fight, the first fight with Andrew Ruiz was a hard
AJ's
fight.
face. Look at.
I'm just asking. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Listen to what I'm saying, Spence. Look what I'm saying. He is relatively fresh. Anthony Joshua is fresh. He ain't damaged. To me, I can't see no damage. That's why we're here. That's why we are here and have been talking about nothing other than his mental state.
Exactly.
We ain't been talking about he's limping or he's talking, slurring his words or nothing like that. It's just his mental state. Like, fix your mind and everything will follow. And that's what's happening.
My thing with him was always the mental. And like I'm saying, and I keep on saying this, Les Brown says, if there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. And Anthony Joshua demonstrated that properly last night. But then, not to take no slants on anything else, son, I'm keeping this thing 100. It still was Otto Walling, you know?
Yeah, but I hear what you're saying about Les Brown. But bro, you can not have no enemy within and the enemy without is still trying to punch you in your face. So there's probably some context to that, Spencer. You can't.
There is context to it. I've said with Anthony Joshua, the thing was Anthony Joshua and his mind. Nothing to do with his physicalities. Because the youth's an athlete. I've always said it. It's the mind. and it was because you was bringing in certain fish and chips, man, that weren't deserving to be around you to suck off your energy, but they're not applying things to add to your energy.
So now you actually are saying what I just said.
Of course, I'm saying what you're saying, but after
You say what I just said.
But like
It's not to do with his physicality. It's the mind. He ain't been beaten up. He's fresh. That's what I said.
He's fresh.
You just repeated what I said. So
shut up. Just shut up.
You see what I got to deal with, Jake.
Christmas started early. I got my.
It's Christmas, but there's no Christmas spirit between me and Spencer. It's bare beef all the time.
Bro.
But what I'm saying is that if you look at the heavyweights today, Fury, there's effects from that trilogy.
There is.
We see the effects from Wilder last night from that trilogy, and that's why I said if this fight goes over 3 rounds, I'm gonna sit up and take note. I tweeted it, and as we saw, as the rounds went on, you was almost waiting for Wilder to say, "Oh, bro, are you gonna throw this punch? Are you gonna what are you doing?"
Wasn't in there.
He weren't in there.
It wasn't in
physically, mentally. He wasn't spiritually. He weren't in there. He just. So now, what I'm trying to say is, when you look at the deck now, the Joe Joyces, the same Joe Joyce that said that he would bruck up AJ. Put Joe Joyce in there with AJ now, and see what will happen.
I'll just say this. I went into Wilder's changing room after the fight, right? Because one thing I have learned about listening to this podcast is everyone's around you when you win, right? And I always thought about who's around you when you lose, right? And I spent a lot of time with a lot of people in this time that's had a world of pressure on them on arguably the biggest card of the century. And I thought out of everybody that's lost, it might affect Deontay the most. So I'm going to go and just pay my respects. I went in there, solemn mode, as you can imagine. But I tell you what there was in there. There was peace. There wasn't like the typical... I've been in fight changing rooms when they've lost, right? And they're distressed. Like, how did that happen? What happened there? Like, I got robbed, this and that, right? But with Deontay, there was peace, which let me know that there's a part of you that is comfortable where you are in life. Yes. And I feel like every fighter that has that element of comfort, I'll just give an example. And this isn't to knock AJ at all. You see when AJ grabbed the mic and was confused as to why he lost to Usyk, that let me know there was still an animal inside of you that still wanted to rectify what happened that was wrong. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I saw someone who was happy to go home, talking about everything that is going to happen with his family and Christmas. And I'm not saying they checked out. I'm not saying Deontay never prepared. I'm not saying any of that. I'm telling you what I saw, which was a man at peace. And sometimes we've been looking at Deontay for a long while now. 38. He's done everything. Vegas, Saudi, hometown, everything. He's done everything. New York. So at what point do you recognize that a fighter just maybe doesn't want to do this no more?
Just wait there, because you don't keep these kind of guests waiting. At the back.
Double up.
Wait. Not you. We already got you. But I'm saying this next former guest on the Fight Is Right.
Come on.
We are talking about the man otherwise known as the Flushing Flash. The man who was the WBC champion.
Featherweight champion.
What you say?
Featherweight champion.
Yeah, of course, featherweight champion. But for me, if you're a boxing man, for me, hear the name Flushing Flash, you already know what time it is. The one, the only, the man that gave us the bomb Burma with Prince Nazim Hamid.
December 19th.
The only, Mr. Kevin Kelly. Welcome to the Fight Is Right.
How you doing, guys?
Yo.
You caught me shopping for a little bit. My girlfriend's making chocolate chip cookies, so I gotta go to the store and get the sugar. You know what I'm saying? So it's a pretty good thing. And like I said, I'm glad I was listening to the conversation, because yesterday was the boxing matches. And what I got from that was very, very simple, okay? See, the problem is called farming. Let me tell you what the problem today is. These guys today don't use the system that was yesterday. Meanwhile, we use the system that was yesterday, but today they don't use it. Why you have a Floyd Mayweather was because he used the system from yesterday, not today. Today's system, these guys they're making, I hate to say this, I really do. I hate to say this. They make too much money today. That's the problem. So what happens is they knuckleheads today. right? What happened with Wilder is very simple. It's called the farming system. What Wilder should have did was actually got in the ring with somebody. No TV. Work on your style, your craft, the things you got to do. I remember when Mark Breland was training him, and Mark Breland said he don't listen to me either. He don't listen to nothing I say. So what happens is that's the cockiness and the arrogance that comes with being a celebrity and being known as a fighter. But you have to overcome that. You can't live in your own gloat. You know what I'm saying? Sir. You got to be wise and smart and do what's best for the sport. So at the end of the day, this is still sport. That's why I was able to do 72 pro fights in over swing time from 1988. And I'm a 2-time featherweight champion of the world, by the way.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? By the way, just for your information. But the thing is,
champion as well. My apologies.
The thing is, today, these guys are not focusing on the craft. See, you got good fighters. Just what I think Devin Haney is actually coming to fruition. Why? Because the simple fact is he has only one way to go, is up, because a lot of people are trying to shoot him down. Gervonta Davis is doing very well, but we need another era where we have a Sugar Ray, a Tommy Hearns, and how you do that is the guys got to fight each other. The only way is the guys got to fight each other. I think, like I said, the Wilder era was over before it really started. I give him credit for this. He did an awful lot with a guy that fought that way and with the amount of experience that he has. Kids, think about it. He went to the Olympics, got a bronze, and then he won a world title and tied Muhammad Ali's record. So for a guy with that limited amount of experience to achieve that is amazing. That's what I do give him. Okay, we all hate the way he fights. It's true. It's ugly. It's very ugly. But the thing is, he survived enough to make some records happen and be noticed. So I give him that credit. I didn't see Parker beating him, but hey, Parker, I give Parker hats off to Parker. He puts his stuff together. And like I said, there's always a strategy how to win. People don't realize that in boxing. There's a lot of times you'll see a fight. It's not an upset. Nobody told that person they got to lose. So at the end of the day, is you can figure out how to beat him, you can go in the ring and implement that. And that's what Parker did to him, and that's why he beat him.
Kings, I just want to say this because I have to jump off because I'm getting screamed at for not doing my contribution for Christmas. But I would
no problem.
I will just say, look.
Talk to the speaker so I can hear you better.
I will just say, look, thank you so much, first of all, for letting me jump on the show. Yeah, I will be back. Yeah, no doubt about it. Spence, appreciate the message. Tunde, you already know how I feel about you, Kev. What? Elite champion. Yeah, you already know. If my dad was here right now, he'd turn around and be telling me straight the VCRs would be going into the player right now as we're speaking. But I just want to say to you all, last night was a blessing. Yeah, Saudi Arabia was going in the right direction, and everyone have a great Christmas. When I say this, appreciate you all.
Yeah. Love.
Take
bro. Care, Jay.
Love things. I'll be back. Yeah, peace.
Yes, sir. Love. Right, let's get we got the flush and flush, so we can't let you just go off like that. Let's listen. Who's your favorite boxer today, Mr.
Who's my favorite boxer?
Yeah, today.
This is something I've been doing lately with fighters, finding out who their favorite fighters are. And my favorite fighter was actually a guy named Matthew Saad Muhammad.
Matthew Saad Muhammad, we know, but of today, I know that.
And another fighter from Philly was my favorite fighter, not because they were my favorite fighter to watch. It was just at the time when I was growing up, my father was watching boxing, and these guys were on television, and they were great fighters. Jolton Jeff Chandler too. Okay, those are my two favorites. Okay, and I just loved Salvador Sanchez. I just thought he was amazing. So I think, like I said, the best Mexican fighter is definitely Salvador Sanchez. I loved Matthew Saad Muhammad. I loved Jolton Jeff Chandler. I watched Sugar Ray. I watched Camacho. So, and then as I started boxing, not knowing I would box, I started watching the history. I started watching Archie Moore. I started watching Willie Pep, Sandy Sadler, Ray Robinson. I watched all this. So as I became a fighter, then I started going into the game and watching everybody. Right. And I want to add to that picture. So that's what my thing was, to add to that picture. I understand we all come with a style. OK. Yeah. And of course, for you Brits out there, of course, everybody wants the Prince fight. And I tried many times to get a rematch, but he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. Yeah. And I told him, I said many times, I said, because, people realize that the process that went into that boxing match with me and the Prince, I had to go retrieve him. I had to go to England twice. I had nobody to fight. I had no opponents. The guys that fought him wouldn't fight me. People don't realize that. So, and the reason that I lost my cool in that fight, is the only fight I lost my cool, wasn't because of the Prince. It had nothing to do with Hamed. It was because the way the network treated me for the fight. Okay, I went and got you guys, and you wouldn't take the credit for it. I didn't care about who had the credit, but I cared about was that they gave him a contract, but they didn't give me a contract. They gave him all, you know what I'm saying, all this stuff. It was like they put him on the side of a building in my city and never put me on the side of the building. How was that possible? Now, I understand if I fought him in England, I get it. If you put him on the side of a building in England, fine. I have nothing to say about you. We're in England, right? But when you do that in New York City, where I'm from, that's a spit in the face. You know,
But today, with your fighters, who is your favorite fighter to watch today? Not in your era, today.
Crawford. I like Crawford. Someone like Usyk. I picked Usyk like 2 years ago. Usyk, Crawford. Of course, I like Javante. Spencer's okay. I like. Let's see. Oh, I like the Monster. I do like the Monster. He's really good. In that way, I like him. Like I said, today there's some fighters that are very, very, very good, but you gotta. Nobody's chasing the other champions. You get my point? That's what I was doing when I was fighting. I was chasing champions. I want to see how good I am by challenging myself with other great fighters. They say they're great. That's what they need to do. I see that Devin Haney starting to try to do that. I like Teofimo Lopez too. I think he's very good too. Teofimo Lopez. But the thing is, the generations, they got to chase each other. It just can't be, oh, he's a good fighter. I don't really care. I'm moving up in weight. I'm not fighting him. That's not where it lies. We know everybody wants that Sugar Ray Hagler Hearns era again. And the only way we're going to get it is if these guys merge and fight each other. Okay, it can't be about the money. It's got to be about the history. You get what I'm saying? Make history. Yes. You can make money anyway, but make history first.
Yes, sir. Spence?
100. No, I'm not going to keep the great Kevin Kelly. I feel blessed that the fact the man gave us the Hagler Hearns of the featherweight division, and that was not my words. That was Larry Merchant's words. And I wish for a speedy recovery to Larry Merchant because he's actually in hospital at this present moment. But December 19th, 1997, your fight against Nassim Hamed is one of the most spectacular and exciting jaw-dropping fights that we have ever seen. But your comeback from behind win against Derek Gainer.
You got to remember, I've done this before. So we've had some good fights. Also, what's funny about boxing is this. I got 72 pro fights. I only hear about 3 of them. Okay? For you Brits, of course. For the Brits, of course. Y'all going to talk about Nassim. Of course, I expect that. But if I'm in America, they talk about me and Troy Dorsey. Okay?
What a fight.
Okay, me and Troy Dorsey, then me and Gainer, right? So the 3 fights I got, out of 72 fights, I got 3 classic fights. And I told people all the time this is the greatest philosophy. There's no such thing as a great fighter. Doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. There's only such thing as a great fight. Because end of the day, without a great fight, think about it. Roy Jones is so talented. I think he was Superman. He was one of the greatest fighters I've seen with my eyes alive. But he doesn't have that competitor at the same time as he was coming up. So at the end of the day, I hear about 3 fights over and over. I never hear about Goya Vargas, Louis Espinosa. I won my world titles beating these guys. I never hear about that. I never hear about James Pips. I never hear about a lot of guys that I beat that were world champions. I never hear about it. But I hear about me, Gainer, first Dorsey. That's Dana White's favorite fight, me and Troy Dorsey. Did you know that?
No, sir. But what I've learned today,
Dana White loves that fight. Troy Dorsey. And like I said, Troy Dorsey, out of all my guys I fought, he's a monster. You need a gun for him. You need a gun because he don't stop coming. And you can't hurt him no matter what you do. And after he fought me, the fight right after me, he fought Oscar De La Hoya. He went up like 30 pounds and fought De La Hoya. And that's crazy. Like I said, he's a martial artist. We still talk to this day. So I always tell people, I got 3 great fights that people love. I'm glad they enjoy it. Because you never know when. And the only reason I fought Gainer, do you want to hear a funny story? I was at Hall of Fame weekend, right? And my manager calls me and he says, Kevin, Roy Jones called me and he'll pay you a lot of money to fight Gainer. Nobody went to fight Derek Smoke Gainer. He's a tall lefty that can box really well. He's good. He's got a reach on him. And nobody wanted to box this guy. And I'd have to fight him. He was in the top 10. So I told my manager, I ain't fighting him. For what? I said, well, he's a lefty like me. What am I going to do with that? And I went to Hall of Fame weekend. Hagler pulled me to the side. We're talking. He said, what's your next fight? I said, they want to fight this guy, Gainer. And Hagler said to me, Kevin, do me a favor. I said, what's that? He goes, promise me you'll take this fight. I said, why? Why would I take this fight? It's a risk, a high risk fight, no real reward, except for me getting cash. He goes, you never know, Kevin. I'll never forget this. He said, you never know. Just imagine that. He said, you never know. Promise me to take the fight. So I said, okay. I said, and I had to do it. I said, okay. I promised I'll take the fight. And when I got home, that 4 days later, I called my manager, Tom Loeffler, and I said, Tom, get Roy Floyd it's on. I mean, Roy Jones is on. And he said, okay. And I took that fight, and he was right. He was right. You never know. You never know.
I think the caveat for me today is what you said. There's no such thing as a great fighter, only a great fight. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure to welcome the two-time world champion. One last question. Yes. I remember in what is noted as one of Floyd's hardest fights, Emmanuel Burton or Augustus.
Yeah,
you were doing the commentary. I remember you doing the commentary.
Yeah,
but how,
on my show.
Yes, sir. How good was Floyd Mayweather, in your opinion?
Floyd, is a good fighter. Like I said, you need competition. And the thing is, he stopped Emmanuel Augustus. Let me tell you something. He said never fight him again. Augustus' style, it shows you styles to make fights. Augustus has a lot of losses, a lot of guys that beat him and stuff like that. And what it's about, like I said, it's about styles to make fights. This is what people don't understand. Because a lot of people watch boxing, but they don't understand boxing. You get my point? They watch it, but they don't understand it. When you got guys like Emmanuel Augustus, he's very dangerous. Okay? His style is very dangerous. Floyd couldn't pick up his timing. Floyd couldn't adjust and adapt to what he was doing. And I said it on the air many times. If he's lucky, he's very lucky Augustus couldn't punch because he was out of there. If Augustus could punch, he would knock Floyd out. But it was very good. And I went in the back dressing room. I talked to Floyd after the fight. And Floyd said, this is my hardest fight of today. Not knowing that would be his hardest fight ever. He told me to my face. He said, I beat Canelo easily. You know, he lives in Vegas like I live in Vegas. So we see each other from time to time, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, Emmanuel Augustus, you know, was a heck of a fight.
Yes, sir. You know yes, sir. Thank you so much, Kevin, for giving us your time. We appreciate it, man. I hope we see you again.
I appreciate you guys. Anytime.
Yes, sir.
Big up the one and only Kevin Kelly.
Yeah, let's see now if Usyk and Tyson Fury gonna fight. We need to get that going. That's what we need to get to go.
Yes.
Who have you got in that fight, Kevin?
Usyk and them. Hold on a second. 1 second. I got my girlfriend calling. Hold on.
That was the time to cut him off, Tundi.
Spencer, Spencer, let's hear the answer. We want to know, Kevin, who is gonna win Usyk and Fury, and then we finish.
Yeah, for real.
But that, go ahead.
Yeah, who you got in Usyk Fury, brother?
Huh? Say it again.
Who have you got in Usyk Fury fight?
Well, I can't hear you now. No, see, we celebrating Christmas here. This is the store. Look at all the people around here in America. They celebrate.
Don't worry. Listen, brother, it was great talking to you. Have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
And we'll do it again.
Big up, man.
We'll do it again, man. We'll do it again.
All right, later.
Yeah, man. Let me just big up Troy Graham, who came on our show yesterday. My Jamaican brother lives out in America. Let me just big him up hard because he was saying, yeah, like Kevin Kelly want to come on the show. I said, what, for real? He said, yeah, he wants to come on. I just sent him the link straight. Boom. That's how it goes. Straight. Black Book Power. That's how it goes.
It's only The Fight Is Right can do this. There's no other platform that can do this. And I don't know when people are going to recognize, although they do recognize, but this is the great Fight Is Right. Spencer, we have gone. You see, this 7-hour boxing thing, what we done last night, is contagious because these are supposed to be our shows on a Sunday. Now we're touching 2 hours. Well, we haven't even spoke about Lyndon Arthur, Dimitri Bivol.
Anton, you know why we haven't spoken about it? Because Manny made the poster, and I just said, if you saw it in the group, I said, I don't want to chat about that fight. I was leaving it at that. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to. You know why? I don't want to chat about the fight. Because Lyndon Arthur is regretting not doing more today. I guarantee it. I stand on that. He's sitting down saying that I should have done because I could have done more, and he didn't. You feel me?
I saw a tweet or Instagram post by Pat, and they were just happy they went 12 rounds.
Right. Simple as that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes that will become a moral victory in someone's head. I went 12 rounds with a man that beat Canelo, where you can sit down and you got paid and you're in the pub and you say, I went 12 rounds with a man that beat Canelo. No, brother. You know what I mean? You never showed me no desire that you wanted to actually win that fight, bro. And that's not me saying.
He hurt Bivol.
Of course he hurt him. He hurt him when he clapped him to the belly. Right?
Yeah.
So, right. So that is it. And I'm not even, because I'm not going to, because like, listen, man, Pat Barrett knows, right? But I also remember, I can't remember, there was one of these Pat Barrett's youths who went in there with Wayne Alexander for the WBU title. What was the youth's name? Michael something. I can't remember the youth.
Jennings? No, it could be Michael.
I can't remember. I ain't gonna, right? But I remember speaking to Pat Barrett. Let's say next to what man don't know. It's me that got Pat Barrett his boxing license to come into professional boxing. Right? Because they weren't getting it. And it's me that got it for him. And I big up Pat Barrett because he tells loads of people that as well. But still. So, and I remember Pat was happy that, you know, I got my guy to go to 12 rounds with Wayne and he never got knocked out with a shine him. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, because I'm from Manchester, Thomas McDonough.
Right, exactly, right? And he was happy just for his guy just to go the rounds.
The distance, yeah.
So I'm saying those guys, maybe that's in their mind, but I know that Pat Barrett wasn't happy. You know what I mean? But then also, I want to know, was the general belief thinking that you could actually win that fight? Because I'm telling you now, it was winnable for Lyndon Arthur. You know what I mean?
Won that fight.
Of course he could have, couldn't he? Of course he could have, because I know, I'll talk off air, but I know why Tundi thinks. I know what Tundi was thinking. I was saying it online, right? So it is what it is, but I want to know this part here. How, and Styles do make fights, but how did Anthony Yard brock up Lyndon Arthur in 4 rounds? Brock him up, you know? I'm not talking like thingy. He brock him up, Ton. The only one who just brock it up. And Bivol is a pound for pound fighter. Right? And yes, Styles do make fights and all the rest of it, but you can't tell me that Lyndon Arthur trained harder for this fight than he did to fight Anthony Yard. You can't tell me that. Because he knew that Yard was coming for the smoke. Was coming with that smoke. He knew that. It's not like he didn't know. He knew it. Right? And I'm not dissing Lyndon Arthur because he's a lovely human being. But I'm saying you should have just went out and grabbed this thing. And man could turn around and say, but they were in the position and yeah, I know, like them parts of Manchester where you're from, you can buy a house for all £50, right? So you can buy a bag of yards now. That's nice. You're set. You've accomplished something that's great, but you know deep down in your heart of heart, and I'm speaking as an ex-fighter, a man could turn around and say about my record and all the rest of it, man, no, bro, I'm trying to ting, you know? Like, you should have tried to ting, and you didn't, and you're going to regret it.
There's 2 Snapchats. Anna, I don't know what it was. It said, Big Show, please see my question listed in the chat. So I will look up for that. And thank you, David G, for the £2. Would Zhang be a risk for Joshua, Fury, and Usyk? Now, first off, let me look for this question, what you're talking about. Okay, I didn't see no question. Oh, here's one. Super chat disappeared. Big Show, can you ask KD, JD, maybe it's KD, what AJ was listening to all week? He had a headphone in his ear during all interviews, during the press conference, etc. Be very interesting to know. And if I was AJ, I wouldn't tell you. But maybe KD, maybe Spencer would ask KD at some point. The other Snapchat, Spencer, was would Zhang be a risk for Joshua, Fury, and Usyk?
Zhang would be a risk for anybody.
Yeah, 100%, especially at this stage.
No, Zhang would be a risk for anybody.
Someone made a point that this is why sometimes longing out these fights, you can long them out so much and then we can get what happened last night. We don't get the fight. But I feel Kevin Kelly made a great point that there's just too much money in this thing. So I don't know whether he was talking that from a kind of like an angry stance, because sometimes it's like, that's why I wanted to get Tava on it, because Tava is always going on about there ain't no trainers today. he's got to train one of these fighters for free. So, bro, you need to get. I told you, I've been messaging him all day, but I know you got a different kind of energy when you text them. I know you got a different kind of energy, but it would have been good to get Tarver's take on tonight, and hear what his take was on this whole show last night in Saudi. He was saying that he told everyone all week that there's a possible upset with the Wilder fight, which there was, which we said as well, to be fair.
Yeah, but I like when Tarver says it with them big teeth of his.
Yeah. He goes, bruh. He always goes, bruh. What's the matter, man? Bruh, I gotta teach these guys for free. There ain't no trainers out here, man. There ain't no teachers, bruh. So it would have been good to have Tarver on tonight. I know it's Sunday. There, most people with their families, and also the day before Christmas, what have you. But yes, let us close the show. Speaking
wait, I'm gonna send him a message now.
All right.
If he think, I'll see what he's going for. It's just gonna one tick. We'll just hold tight. We never know what could happen.
All right. Well, let us close the show talking about the magnificent. I'm gonna call it. Is that a magnificent performance and return of Anthony Joshua last night, Spencer? He didn't put a foot wrong.
He didn't put a foot wrong.
Yes.
And he didn't put a foot wrong. He was actually excellent. But like I said to you, I said this before. Didn't I say this before? Before with Clifton Mitchell's on? Go on.
Yeah, sorry. Because you know me, I'm for the fighters. Michael Reed makes such a great point, Spence. He says there can never be too much money for fighters that are risking their very lives for the entertainment of others. 1,000,000%. Go ahead, Spencer. Had to say that.
Yeah, Tim. Anthony Joshua was excellent. Right? Yeah. Anthony Joshua was excellent. Anthony Joshua was excellent last night. I'm just giving Anthony all the credit in the world. He was superb. Right? More so, not for how he demonstrated his skills or anything else. Right? But just his mental awareness. Right? And like I'm saying, it seems to me that Anthony Joshua has eradicated the demons in his head. And I was very proud of how he boxed last night, especially after seeing how poor and diabolical my man was.
You got something in the microwave, Spence?
Nah, it's my son.
There's always food going around in that yard.
Right, there's always food in his house. That's how we roll in his house. Anyway, I want to tell you this, yeah. My son, when Amari makes his hot chocolate, yeah, it's like he puts about 50 hot chocolates in the thing. It's like he's not making, he's making hot soup to Ratin.
Come on. Go ahead. Let's just end it. You know that microwave noise? I said, well, what's going on? This guy's cooking up something again.
Sure. I tried to get Antonio Tarver, but he said that he's busy doing stuff. So I said, all right, cool.
Okay. So yeah, in terms of AJ's performance last night. It was picture perfect.
It was. And you know what? I'm gonna, if matter of fact, I paid $19.99 for that. I'm gonna go back and watch that in a second.
Yeah, he looked loose, very agile, powerful, thoughtful, and as JD said, it was good to see him come out on the front foot aggressively. I mean, people been asking for this. They saw it last. They got it last night. So really, I think the only way is up now.
Trust me.
Continue this. I know. Listen, as I said, he's getting better because he's in the gym.
Yep.
He's always trying to improve on his craft. Always wants to be better, and it ain't nothing other than that. The time, and there will be a time. There's so many fighters that they don't start their careers.
Okay, right. Double format, man.
Say again?
Yo, Antonio.
What's up, my guy?
We doing? Listen, man. We jump on the show. We need to hit because we heard the Tarver.
Tell Tarver to look at his Instagram message. I've sent him the link on there, but maybe
I'll send him direct. You don't look on Instagram, Tindy. You have to follow them, man.
He does, bro. He does. But
Antonio, jump on the show. We want to hear you for 5 minutes, man.
Right. Hit me back, man. 5 minutes.
All right, I'm gonna send you the link. Jump on. Just jump on for 5 minutes. I'm gonna send you the link.
Turn the game on, baby.
All right, cool.
Yeah, we need Tarver's take right there.
Yeah. About you said it Instagram. Man, Instagram. Man,
sometimes, you know what? Sometimes Instagram is a good means of getting people.
No. Instagram is an excellent means of connection. Man said, no, I'm not phoning. Ben Davison must have just got back, so he'd be tired. You know what I mean? He'd be tired. Okay. So I'm going to hear what Tarver's got to say.
Tarver's the man. But yeah, my thing is, AJ didn't put a foot wrong last night. He had the right opponent, which is what you were saying from the beginning. I heard Lennox, or I saw Lennox tweeted that he can't really give a proper estimation because he never seen no ripples in Wallin's body. He looked like he never trained for the fight, which I think was a bit harsh from Lennox.
No, Tunde, I told you he did train for the fight. You know what I mean? But there's training for a fight and there's training properly for a fight. And when you're right, there's training for fighting, right? And like I said again, I'm gonna ask Antonio Tarver if you trust any man with black nail varnish on his hand to be your trainer.
What's the matter with you? You don't need to go here.
I don't care, brother.
I know you don't care. You've said that for the last 2 days.
Right, I don't know what's happened to me of recent, but I don't care.
you should care. But we can't be chatting about man. The man wants to wear nail varnish. Let him be, man. I'm more concerned about the
you're not respecting the team.
Bro, you're on one. You're on one. Coming to the end of the year, but let's hear from Antonio say. But my take, Tunde's take, is it was a very measured, calculated. It had everything he needed in a fighter, and their performance. You know, the slipping. I was loving the way he was slipping my man's left and coming with his right. Brilliant. And he done it. He just didn't do it on the first round. He done it really. And you know, he just stopped. Remember, 3 days before, I said the shot for Wallin is the right hand to the body. So then I must have read my thing and said to AJ, but the straight right hand to the body and the head. And those were the two money shots in that fight. I think it was the body shots, really. And then obviously the one encounter. What are you laughing at?
Man said that man's getting trained by a fish.
He looked well prepared. Wait. Spencer, the man's getting chained by a fish. Who's getting chained by a fish?
He's talking about Deontay Wilder.
Bro, that's about when you look cussing people. It's not good, you know. It ain't good. But yeah, the right and left foot wobbled Wallin. And I think when he took that shot, by that time he was bleeding from the nose bridge and under I think it was the right eye. And he knew himself. He was fighting. He was fighting a losing cause, and it was a great performance. I just think it was a great performance from AJ last night, and I'm glad everything seems to be system goals. That AJ last night is a problem. Well, I don't even think we can put Wilder in the equation anymore.
Wilder ain't no equation,
maybe we're writing him off. Maybe there's still something left.
Tunde, there's nothing left, Tunde. There's nothing left.
Yeah, from what I saw last night, there's nothing
left. Tunde, you know what they should make? I'm gonna be real. They should make Derek Chisora versus Wilder.
Yeah, but then, yeah, they should make that fight. You know,
they should make that fight.
But do I want to see Derek in there again? I don't know if I want to see Derek in. All right, so guess what? Derek wins that fight. Then now what? You're gonna put him in there with someone like Herkovich or one of them, man? There? Nah, man. Just relax. Derek against Ngannou.
They should put Derek Chisora in there with my man and done the
Derek would, from what I saw last night, Derek will walk all over Wilder. Couldn't even stop him early.
Exactly. So I'm saying a fun fight will be Derek Chisora versus Deontay Wilder. That will be a fun fight.
Deontay just messaged me. He said you sent in the link. But you said you sent it, Deontay. Antonio. He just messaged me back on Insta and said he sent a link. So I'm just gonna send it again.
He's on WhatsApp.
Oh, let me send it here again.
Sure. I don't know what's wrong with these people.
Okay, so he's seen it. I told you, Instagram's the way. Instagram's the way everywhere, bro. Instagram.
Shout out, boy, mate.
Instagram's the way, but let's see He said, I can see he's seen it. So hopefully it'll click on and we'll get Tava's take on this whole heavyweight division and why he feels he should be the trainer of these talents today. Did you send the thing though, Spence?
I sent it to you on WhatsApp.
Okay.
That's good. Yes, big up Ren. Thank you so much. Ren 71 for the £5. A more active you took off. Did you read it already? Yeah.
No, go on.
All right. A more active AJ is a dangerous AJ. Remember, he came into this thing late.
Later than most.
Yeah, he came in later than most. 3 fights a year for him. Looks good for him. He skipped levels.
I agree. And we said as much to KD last week. I said AJ having 3 fights this year is gonna set him in a good place for next year. You know, and I think we've seen that every fight, if you go from the Franklin fight to the Helenius fight to this fight last night, all in the space of 1 year, every 4 months, I think, it's been good, Spence. It's been good. AJ's got sharper and sharper and sharper and sharper. You know, and that's what you need. I think at the top level, that's what you need. You need 3 fights a year. When you're the man, when when you can generate the type of money, and even those who are not generating that type of money, 3 fights a year for a champion is good going. Good going. Because, you got to deal with the building, the training camp, the rest period, the recuperation, and going again. So 3 fights. So it's like us. We wanted 3 fights. We had that one in January. Then we was September. We was due to fight in December. That never happened. But now that this fight's over, I guess we'll be seeing an announcement on Anthony Yarde next week, maybe next week or the week after. Yeah,
week after maybe because you got New Year. Then maybe.
Yeah, next week.
Some big things going on. Listen, I don't think you understand like what's going to happen to the Fight Is Right, the show. And just remember, you lot were here at the start. I want you to remember that because you see when we step into this new year, we're stepping into this new year. You know what I mean? Trust me, I'm hyped about this. I know Antonio Top is doing some makeup right now, brushing up them big teeth of his.
Yeah, cream in his face and all sorts. Yeah. Tunde, AJ was always going to rise to the top. Hold on. Let me just repeat. Tunde, AJ was always going to rise to the top. The cream always rises to the top. As you said, he is fresh and has always had the right attitude, even when his demons got the better of him. He's still learning. It's all learning, sorry. Frank said Yarde out in March. Yeah? When did you say that, bro? That's interesting. I don't know. The media always seems to know stuff before me, but yeah. I thought February, to be honest with you. I would like it to be in February, but if it's March, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Yeah. All right, cool. You're teaching me something. Michael Reed said, there you go. Man's got the background and everything. So and I know the face is creamed, the glasses are out, the teeth have been brushed. The one, the only, the man who we on the Fight Is Right love more than anyone. The Magic Man.
What's up, guys? What's up?
The Magic Man.
We say Antonio.
I told you we want the secret, brother. We want the secret of staying young and fresh and looking fly.
That's me.
It's coming for real. I'm on that.
Listen,
yo, Antonio.
Yes.
I listened to the Antonio take what you sent to me earlier, and I said it's only befitting that that you jump on our show to give our UK followers and listeners your take on what you saw with Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber.
Oh man, I thought it was gonna be a challenging fight, but I thought he would perform a lot better for sure. But again, there was a lot of intangibles surrounding it, that I felt like could have went the other way. When you look at the A side, and I mentioned this in Tarvis Tate, it was, even though he was the A side, he didn't have anything that the A side usually have for his home field advantage. He was traveling abroad for the first time. And again, this 2-year layoff, the man had 1 round. I mean, you know, it's very difficult to be in form when you were not getting any reps. And I think that's it speaks volumes for a lot of the fighters in the U.S. And it's been like it's been a lot of these great fighters, top-notch fighters, have been plagued with this same thing: long inactivity, long time off, and it's killing these fighters' careers, and it's killing the game when you look at it, because these guys aren't performing at their level. They're not performing. They're underperforming all across the board. And, you know, that it speaks volumes, man. It's like, you know, it's like the culture has to change. You know, they got to get back to the old school, man. And the guys got to train. Who's telling these guys that they're prepared for these type of battles? Who's guys looking to put the eye on these guys and saying, you're ready? Who's critiquing these guys?
What? Sorry there. I'm
straightforward, bro. Who's critiquing these guys?
I'm slapping my table, Antonio, because when they want AY to go into these fights, and I'm saying no, I want some different fights before we go into that fight. People be criticizing me.
In any army, who's the generals? Who's the generals driving the ship, bro? I mean, they put so much on these fighters. They think these guys are supposed to just develop all of these, you know, traits of the game.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody giving no tutelage away. Ain't nobody giving no game away. You feel me?
Exactly.
Ain't nobody being real, man. These guys are, I mean, for real, bro. Like, I just don't get it. They're not getting none. They don't respect the OGs like they used to.
Come on.
They don't respect the OGs like they used to, bro. You feel me?
On.
Man, you know, I would have did anything to had, you feel me, an opportunity, you know, to sit around the gym, you know, with great fighters from the past and just get the knowledge, bro. You
Come on.
And that's what's missing in the game, bro. Like, and I've been speaking it, I've been saying it for years now, bro. And
Thank
you know,
very much.
everybody gonna get exposed because that's what
Everybody.
That's what does, bro. If you keep stepping in that ring long enough, you gonna get exposed, bro, and everything gonna be out there. Like, all I'm saying is, bro, where are the lessons? I've been saying that. Where are they getting it from? Who's passing all this knowledge and wisdom and experience along to these young fighters so they can be equipped for those type of battles? Somebody that's been there, walked through that fire. You feel me? You look in any sport, bro. You look at any sport. Look at the guys that they giving back, bro. You feel me? You have a fighter that's willing, bro. It's a gem, because, bro, it's just it's priceless. And I'm telling you, bro, it don't take but one fighter. And like I said, I gotta get a game away for free because they don't seem like they just recognizing. They're not understanding, and they're not comprehending. How can I tell you how these fights are gonna go before they go, bro? And my track record speak for itself.
Yes.
When I saw that press conference, I had to come back on Tarvis Tate and say, you know what? I see the energy. I see the energy. Now, I'm going to tell you, Deontay Wilder's performance in a lot of ways has overshadowed AJ's performance. And that's crazy because AJ is what we need to be talking about right now. Because, you know, I got to really put Wilder under the microscope. He really didn't bring no defense. He really didn't, you know, make Anthony think about anything. but I haven't ever seen AJ that poised, that control, and he placing every shot. He was anticipating, and I'm telling you, the way he was throwing those shots, he was putting that right hand. He was changing the direction on it, the speed, and I'm like, okay. And I don't know if that was just his opponent in front of him, but if AJ, if he can keep that, I mean, man, he probably can straighten some things out, man, because like I say, all these guys are missing are the lessons. And if these guys are smart enough and understand what's been missing, these guys can catch up with the competition and move that needle. And I'm looking at a lot of divisions out there. Like, bro, it's like, I always thought winning was everything, bro. And if it came to winning, bro, I gotta have somebody that I feel like gonna prepare me for that battle the best way that I know that I know how, and teach me something. You feel me, bro? Like I can really show these guys how to do it. You feel me? That's something that, bro, I can show these guys how to do it, bro. And I'm a type of guy, I don't mind sticking my neck out there on the line. I've done that before. I'm trying to tell you, bro, it ain't gonna take but one fighter for these guys to understand that, bro, it's levels to this shit, even on the training aspect. Bro, I'm not calling nobody out. And I'm just saying, if you had a tool that you can use, bro, to help you realize your dreams and goals, bro. I just don't understand what they don't understand about boxing, bro. This is not just your ordinary sport.
Well, Antonio, last time I saw you, champ, we were out in Saudi Arabia for Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou, which was incredible. The experience, even at that dinner, being at that dinner was crazy. You know, bro, after the dinner, I could have gone home.
Okay.
I'm gonna be real, right? So I'm bigging out Spencer Brown, all the rest of the crew, and everything else. But what I'm saying with you, Antonio, seeing that it's seemingly like things are going out to Saudi Arabia far often, would you set up base out there and teach your fighters out in Saudi Arabia? Because I think that'd be a great opportunity for you, especially a man with your plethora of knowledge.
Well, you know, man, I'm open for everything, but relocating would be tough. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, but again, I'm about developing champions. You feel me? I'm about developing champions, and I think I can help champions. You feel me, bro? And if the champions are out there, I would love to go out there and help these guys. You feel me? But that's what I'm all about, bro. Like, I understand that my experience is unique, bro. I really do, but it is what it is. I did that. You feel me? And like I said, even from the amateurs, bro, I can, you know, even from the amateurs. You know, my thing is I like to develop amateurs too. I mean, there's something that I can help all these young men with, bro, because my experience is vast, my knowledge is vast, and I'm already a thinker anyway. You feel me? And I'm about winning. If I'm in the game, we got a shot.
Trust me, Antonio Carver,
bro.
Thank you so much.
With me is winning. That's it.
Yes, sir. Brother, thank you. It's always a pleasure to have your knowledge.
But again, I don't want to cut you off, but I want to wrap this up with the Wilder situation. 2 years, 1 round in 2 years, and then having an ex-champion in front of him. I just don't think there was nothing he could probably do to really put himself in a winning situation. When you're traveling abroad for the first time, you would have to have, you know what I'm saying? You would have to have that type of character, bro, That it can be me against the world, and you still got to feel like you got a shot. You feel me? You got to have that type of thick skin crossing abroad. And you got to have that mentality. It's a way to go over there. You just can't go over there as if you in your backyard. You got to understand where you at, the moment. All of this has to be, very visible to a fighter.
You definitely have given me some. You definitely have given me some tangibles.
2 months ahead of time with the same, you feel me, energy. So that energy, it just transfers. Right. So
Antonio, can I ask you something? Because AO keeps on saying like, what do you think of Malik Scott as a trainer?
I don't know because I haven't never been in the gym with him.
All right. But do you trust any man with nail varnish to train you, a fighter? A man's got nail varnish on, nail polish.
Man, I ain't got no. I don't know that. I mean, personally, I don't have no, opinion on that. But I'm just saying, as a trainer, from what I see, I thought he would get. I thought that he would get more out of Wilder. I don't. But from what I saw, all I did see was from social media. You know what I'm saying? And my thing, if it was all content, then it showed. You know what I mean? I'm not saying, but I'm just saying if I can't say he's what type of trainer is because I haven't been. I don't know how he thinks. I haven't seen.
I think he's a good trainer. I'm going to be real with you. I think he's a good trainer. I'm not a fan of these nail varnish thing, right? But I think he's a good trainer. But what I am saying is I think he's tried to concentrate on too much for Deontay Wilder to box now. And Deontay Wilder's thing was his unpredictability and speed where he could clap you and knock you out. And now he's like, as Tundi said yesterday on the show, they've got him thinking too much now. And as he's thinking too much, it's not that fluidity, the natural fluidity. That's what I believe. But it is what it is.
Now, truth be told, even when they were, showing the videos on social media, I was seeing the same thing you just saw. You know what I mean? But that's to the, to the eye. Everybody can't see what we're seeing as far as balance and rhythm and control. So you know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm dissecting everything, and I'm like, okay, everything. Look, I see. Okay, but what's gonna happen when those punches start coming? And that's what you got for. I would have liked to have seen some sparring where Deontay was, some fire, and we're watching how he reacted. See that? Put that under the microscope. You feel me? Then if a fighter's ready for something that just happened this past weekend. But if you ain't getting that type of sparring and the sparring ain't tough and you're not making adjustments in the gym, you feel me? Those adjustments, how you think those adjustments going to come in the fight? But I don't know if these fighters are saying, let me spar this guy. I don't know if the trainer is have the control to really bring in who he wants. I don't know how the camp is being ran. So, you can't put everything on Malik Scott. You know what I mean? I don't know what he's allowed to do and can't do. You feel me?
Kevin Kelly made the Flash and Flash was on the show just a few minutes ago, and he believes that the reason why boxing is in the state it is today is because there's just these boys are getting too much money, and they're forgetting about the art, the skill, the dedication, and what it takes to be a great fighter. They're forgetting the boxing skills based on the money. What do you think about that, Antonio?
Money always been a component of the game.
Yes.
That ain't never stopped none of us from winning.
It's maybe because he never got the money.
Truth be told, bro, it's the energy. It ain't been it ain't been the same since Tarver left.
Come on.
It ain't been the same since I left the game, bro.
Yeah, yes. Anyway, listen, we're gonna wrap it up.
Salute to Antonio Tarver.
Brother, thank you for joining us, man, and giving us your time on this Sunday.
Appreciate all my fans from the UK, man. You know that. Follow me at Antonio Tarver on all social media platforms, and make sure you tap in to Tarver's Take, the most informative take in boxing. Just remember where you heard it first.
Come on.
Come on. Big up. Love.
One. Excellent. That's our brother there, man. Antonio, you know, this guy, he just, man, it is about the energy, agreed. And, you know, Tarver has always got his take on boxing. I always love listening to him and just hearing the passion with which he speaks. Whether you like it or you don't like it, you're going to listen to it because the energy don't lie.
Come on.
Spence, it's been a great show. Look at this, 2 hours and 20. We have gone over
an hour and 20 minutes.
By 80 minutes.
It is what it is. It was just too many people. Thanks to JD for jumping on the show. Thanks to the Flushing Flash and Kevin Kelly, and thanks to Antonio Tarver. And you can't tell me you can't get this on no other podcast
at all.
Yeah, legends regularly just jump on like none, showing the love to the UK but to the world because this is a global thing now. Thanks to every single person that jumped on on our thing yesterday. Tundi was incredible, and I like how Tundi just called the fight hard when he said like, yeah, there you go, they're my hands, okay, there you go, all right. So how fantastic that was. I'm surprised that Tundi's not tired right now.
This morning, boys, trust me. You try to do that thing and phone me on Sunday at 10:30. I just ignored your call, bro. Don't stop phoning me on Sunday before 1 p.m. You think you're smart? You know what you're doing?
No, I'm not. You know
I don't need to get up. There ain't no kids running around telling me daddy.
My kids are running around from early. You know what I mean? From early, and plus my kids got up to go to church today. So the mom got them ready to go to church. So my kids got up from early, and it is what it is. And what we got an hour and a half before we reach on Christmas Day. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow, yes.
Yeah, yes. Hour and a half till we reach on Christmas Day.
Friends, look at this again.
What?
22:22. We done 2 hours 22. The show is wrapping up spiritually. The show done.
Yeah.
This thing's serious.
We got 50 seconds left. Done the show now, Tun.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Have a Merry Christmas, prosperous New Year. We will be back next Sunday, New Year's Eve. But until then, we say in the magical words, dream it, believe it, become it.
Coming up, season's greetings to everybody. And Tundi, we gotta go have some Adams burgers to start namming on the show, but we want money.
Good night.